And we are off.
Then here comes Punch Buggy taking the inside, passing two people here. Corona Racing falling behind. Herbie taking that sharp turn, taking the lead, moving forward, going through the middle of the 890. They need to consolidate here. What a race so far, Kroncy.
Yeah, another really, really risky fight there once again with two of our races, but they're able to get on through. This is so far the closest race that we've had. Oh, risky maneuver here. Oh no, someone has flipped. They were risking it coming right out of the 890J. Whoa, what was that? Was that an explosion?
This could be a whole different race with the boost. He goes over. He's about to go in and Skyer Alpha. There's a bump. It's gonna happen. Triple R Racing is coming back. What is happening here? Amrock's banging the green. Skyer Alpha overtaking after that bump. Are they gonna be able? Who's gonna finish first? Oh my goodness! All right, racers, on go.
Look how close they've gotten each other. 0.007 seconds behind each other. That is incredibly fast.
That was a magnificent overtake right there.
It's not even remotely over. I mean, look at that. Look at that.
Oh, no,
man. Gets the takeover, slams into the back of Herbie, and loses all of the work that they just made. That is devastating.
Infinite Empire with the finish and the win, Kroncy.
Yeah, well done, Aaron the God. Finally not making me look like a fool.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to System 7 presented by Game Glass. Of course, my name is Gruesome Gaming, and I'm here with the one and only Bronzy. How you doing today, my guy?
Doing fantastic. I am very, very excited. We're getting towards the end of the System 7. It really starts to get super, super exciting right now. It starts to get really hype. I'm brimming with energy, Crucian.
Well, I mean, today we have one of the most anticipated races so far of the System 7, River Canyon Chaos, which it was supposed to be race 2, but because of 318 and a lot of changes that brought, the river had some issues with some trees, and we had to push it all the way back to race 6. But before we jump into race number 6, Kroncy, I want to give another shout out there to Esper for another incredible highlight there for race number 5. Race number 5 was a lot of fun. It really brought some very close races in that STV short circuit loop, and I think we just had a great time, Kroncy. So obviously we talked about race 5 before, but tell us a little bit about how you felt for race 5 going into race 6.
Yeah, first off, race 5, what an absolutely amazing time we had. What an absolutely amazing amount of competition that we got from some of our competitors. And we've gotten some really solid placements now. We've got some people fighting in the top end of the leaderboards. And race 6 is sort of where it all comes to light. So we're going to be seeing a lot of really, really hard competition today. The race number 6 itself, it's going to be an interesting race. We'll get to the map in a second. Last year, we had the river race, the first river race, and we learned a lot about that and how we can sort of improve upon it. And we had a lot of our racers learn some things as well, myself included, about speed, about being careful, all those sorts of things. So going from last race into this race, this is a big deal.
Yep. I totally agree. Cross, before we get into the race, though, let's talk about the hot topic that it is. Coming in 3.20. Everybody's been talking about it. We got the new Arena Commander. All I'm going to say that even though I haven't seen a spectator mode, CIG has been killing it when it comes to Arena Commander. They're putting in a lot of modes, Croncy. Before I give my opinion, tell me a little bit about what you're excited about in Arena Commander in 320, and what more are you expecting of Arena Commander to evolve into?
Yeah, so I talked a lot about this on some YouTube videos and on stream and all that sort of stuff, and it's really working out to be one hell of a patch. The biggest things, obviously, from sort of the racing community perspective is the revamp of the old racetracks. We've got some new racetracks going in from the PU, and they're to be absolutely fantastic. Probably the big thing that's gotten me super excited, though, is the experimental modes and sort of what that could mean for the future of Arena Commander. They're looking very, very cool. We've got, the Tonk Royale, which I love. I love a good Tonk fight. Absolutely. We've got the gun game. I think they're calling it, Gun Rush, but gun game. It's a classic of the FPS genre. Super, super arcadey. Absolutely love that. But I love what it could mean for the future, possibly, even for us. Now that we have ground vehicles in Arena Commander, probably not too much longer until we get some ground racing vehicles in there.
I mean, the only thing that was missing in Arena Commander was those ground racing types, but I'm okay, right? Right now, they put in all the courses they had, within Yardar Valley, within Icebreaker, and it looks fantastic, man. I really love that they put in the races there. So I only know that ground racing will be coming to Arena Commander, so I'm not too worried about that, Croncy, because I know they're working on the entire ground physics change and everything like that. So I know with time, Arena Commander will evolve into some racing that, we'll definitely be using some of those tracks, but we still always have to keep in mind that the PU is where we live, and we will always come back to the PU and hopefully bring some racing there. But Croncy, I mean, Arena Commander is such a big deal to us. They even have new Pirate Swarm modes and all that good stuff. So, I mean, it's endless possibilities for us to create new tournaments and new modes for people to kind of enjoy. So, I love it because it's going to evolve outside of just us doing the same 4 events per year, which, by the way, we are revamping the Hearst and Her Locker into something absolutely different and skipping it this year, if you guys didn't know that. But it's going to be a blast to show you guys what we've been working on behind the scenes. But Croncy, I think Arena Commander, everybody should be excited for it because right now Arena Commander is not the most active, mode for player base. But I think everything that they've done, like the respawn points, the remake of the maps, I think is going to really bring people to do more testing in Arena Commander than in the PU, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah, not to mention as well, we've now got we will now have the ability to get people to actually choose their seats within vehicles, which means an absolute ton for a bunch of different modes and even possible future, fight or flight implications or other tournament styles. That's really, really exciting. I really want to. And Crucian, we're going to talk about this one day. I'm going to message you. I really want to do, one person piloting like the front of a Vanguard and someone in the turret seat, two people in the Scorpius. Get some real heavy fighter 2v2 battles out there.
That'll be awesome, man. So right now, obviously Fighter Flight is concentrating on those individual ships, light fighters, medium fighters, but once the game gets in a better state and we have that, custom lobbies in Arena Commander, that it seems like they're not have done it yet. And I'm pretty sure that when custom lobbies come out, hopefully that's when the spectator mode, that hopefully they implement in the game also comes out. So anyways, big thank you to CIG for working on those incredible modes. We're all excited for it. But without further ado, let's jump in to race number 6 here, the System 7 presented by Game Glass. Before we jump into Croncy, let's take a look at our leaderboard, because our current leaderboard presented by CLX, and see how the standings are looking. Because, Croncy, Herbie is already locked into that top 3, but he is not guaranteed first place because Ludox, Amrox fan can win these 2 next races and really put him in a bad spot. So he needs to be able to handle, himself in a proper way so that he can continue to keep that number 1 spot. But Croncy, the way that Herbie has been patient with racing, patient with the game, patient with his strategy, I don't see that happening. What are your thoughts so far on the leaderboard currently?
Yeah, so Team Punch Buggy have been doing absolutely amazingly throughout the entire course of this series, obviously, which is why they currently have that #1 spot with a very, very solid lead over Blackhawks. But there are still potentially 50 points up for grab over the course of the next two races. So if Herbie, doesn't perform particularly well over the next two races, and we see Blackhawks or Amarok's Fang absolutely crush it, which we know they have the capacity to do, then Herbie and Team Punch Buggy might be sweating a little bit. Through race 5, we saw a lot of changing here in about the 2nd through 7th place positions. We saw Team Infinite Empire absolutely crush it last race. So they actually catapulted themselves up to 5th place position and now have a pretty decent shot at the leaderboard, which is awesome to see. And pretty much everyone all the way down to Sire Alpha, even Triple R Racing, there is potential there for these guys to get themselves up into these top places. So it's not over for a lot of players in this race, and there's a lot of people who still need to try, still want to try to prove themselves over the course of the next two races. In terms of race number 6 and what we might see happen with the leaderboard here, we know that Herbie is a safe racer, and this particular track is definitely going to favor that. But we also know that a lot of the other racers like to, use everyone else's strategies. So we may see a lot more people taking those safe routes once we get down into the canyon section.
Well, let's jump into our System 7 race number 6 map, but the leaderboard is stacked. Infinite Empire coming with that win in first place in race number 5. And obviously, you see, Herbie up there. You see Ludox and Blackhawks. You see Amarok's Fang. So, but, that 2nd to 7th place, like you mentioned, Croncy, it can be anybody's depending on who comes out on top in this race number 6. I know it says race number 2, but we had to reschedule it from race 2 to race 6. But Croncy, let's talk about this because this is by far the most visual enticing race of any race period. There is a straight shot. You start from the top of a plateau, a nice plateau, and then you have to go all the way straight down. And it's not really a straight path because they have a lot of trees. I've done this race myself. It's absolutely insane. But once you drop down to the river canyon, that is when the action begins. That's where you have to bob and weave, control speed. There's just so much going on, Croncy. Tell us a little bit about once you jump into that river, into that canyon.
Yeah, so first off, we had a very similar race last year with the first river that ever existed in Star Citizen. We ended up doing a race there. This one's a little bit different, and it's a little bit more interesting, in my opinion, just in general, in terms of the racing style. Starting off with this really long a straight shot means that we get a lot of opportunities to see people absolutely floor it through this forest section. There are hazards, of course, and there are, trees and rocks and stuff that you're going to have to worry about, but you can go through it quite fast. But then we slow it down a bit. We head towards the mouth of the river canyon. And as we jump down into there, we're going to be slowing it way down. We're going to be, making sure that our dragonflies are at absolute top height so that we're not accidentally going into the river, because that can cause some explosions. But we do also have the advantage of this river in particular is quite flat. So if we compared this to the track that we had last year, where it's very steep downhill, that can end up getting you in the river a lot more often. So there's likely to be significantly less explosions today, but this is Star Citizen, so I'm not going to commit to that at all. We'll see what happens, but it should be a lot more enjoyable. And then exactly what you said, it is such a cinematic track. The second you get down into that canyon, it's so cool. It's so awesome looking.
I did a little bit of a snapshot on social media. I posted, my quick run. I was actually racing through the river canyon using a controller, and it was just so fun. The way I was going through, I was actually going through at about 100 ms, 110 ms Croncy, and it was very maneuverable, going through that canyon. But going anything higher at 180, man, you need to be able to control speeds. I know these racers are a lot better than myself. So I'm just going to be excited to see these guys get on the river, get through it, and complete 5 total laps. So I think each lap is around 5 to 6 minutes. But, man, this track is going to be one of the funnest ones that we've seen to date. I think between this one and Snake Pit that we brought in this year, Croncy has been one of my favorite ones so far. So being able to get this one going is going to be finally incredible to see. And like you mentioned, It is Star Citizen. Hopefully we get a nice brand new server up when we boot up the servers, and hopefully we can make some magic happen so we can see some competitive racing and not some competitive explosions happening today, Kronzi.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing that I'm really hoping for that happens today, that is definitely possible with the way that this map has been set up, is a little bit of overtaking within the Canyon River. Because you have this opportunity to just absolutely flat it out on the straight, if there are, if you do lose a couple of places, where you can make it is in the river. If you want to be a little bit riskier to try to get those places, that's where you have to do it. So we're going to be absolutely locked in, I'm sure, every time people are in there.
I know. I'm very excited for that. But, this is going to be race number 6 of the System 7 presented by Game Glass River Canyon Chaos. Now, let's talk a little bit about some stuff that has been going on within Atmo Esports that maybe a lot of people don't know. If you're just tuning in, Atmo Esports had just launched an insane giveaway with CLX Gaming, giving away a PC. This giveaway is a global giveaway, so you guys will be able to get your hands on it. It is a custom System 7 PC. You get a bunch of stuff. You get a Atmo Esports jersey that is not even in the store yet. You're getting a Thrustmaster wheel and pedals. That's about $600 USD. You get the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 and Game Glass coming in, dropping a 12-month glass pass and an iPad. And there's a little code right there that you guys can see. Hopefully I'm putting it right, Croncy, but that code, if you guys go to the giveaway and type ! giveaway and put in that code, once you do all of your entries, this code will give you an extra 200 entries into the giveaway. But I mean, Croncy, how sweet is this giveaway? You were there during the stream while CLX was building it, man. They have been a great partners to us so far. So to bring a global giveaway for a PC, man, I'm excited. What about you?
Yeah, like you said, I had an opportunity to watch the build of the computer while you were talking with the CLX guys the other day, and it's absolutely amazing. It's such a sick computer. It is stacked to the T with fans. It's got that really awesome System 7 logo on the side, the Atmo on the front. It looks fantastic, and then not to mention just how cool of a bundle this is. In a way, it is kind of like the ultimate racing bundle, because you've got your racing jersey, you've got your wheel, all that sort of stuff. It's awesome. So I mean, I signed up. I was a little bit, maybe not, but I can't help myself. I have to try.
Yeah, you can, man. So yeah, ! giveaway. Jump on that giveaway, guys. It is global. There are some countries that is excluded because of their giveaway policies in that country, so we do apologize. But let me mention real quick that this PC is a 4070 Ti and a Ryzen 7 7800X3D, which means that is one of the best CPUs for gaming, period. So, a big shout out to CLX for partnering up with us on this giveaway. There is more to come too. This is not going to be the only one. So make sure you guys enter that, and make sure you guys show some love to CLX, to Tobii, to Thrustmaster, and Game Glass, because they also, came together to put this together for all of us. So big shout outs to the, to these sponsors. But, Kroncy, I know that you don't have it yet. Okay. I know you don't have it yet, and I love you, and you're going to get it before the finals. But I mean, we got to talk about the merch. I finally got mine in, recently, I think last week. So the System 7 merch is still available. If you guys want to grab some nostalgia, if you guys want to get geared up for CitizenCon coming up this year. If you guys are going to be at CitizenCon, we have the Hearst and Her Locker, the final merch pieces that are going to be going away for good. If you guys want to get Atmo Esports stuff, that's coming in about 2 weeks from now. Fighter Flight is already up. So if you guys really want to help us out, support us, go grab some merch, man. It really helps, get the prizes for all of our events for the System 7. So, but, exclamation mark merchant chat, make sure you guys go grab that as well. And then finally, Croncy, what are the racers fighting for? I'll let you go ahead and take this one away. And let's show, our audience what prizes our winners are going to take home if they win, if they become the champions of the System 7.
Yeah, as always, we've got some absolutely fantastic things to give to our racers, which, once again, guys, this is race number 6. So we're going to find out who's getting those within the next week. We've got these awesome trophies, which I believe are made by I forget the letters, but it's the fabrication guys, right?
So these trophies that you see right here were made by JRDF, but we have since then, because they've gotten a lot busy with a lot of big projects, we've actually been working with Mighty Heidi to actually help us make some awesome trophies.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, Mighty Heidi, who a lot of you may know from Twitter, posted a lot of their awesome work there. Yeah, some absolutely fantastic trophies. We've got the Hercules and the Ursa rover to give away to first place as well, and that awesome members championship jacket, which I really want to see some people wearing at CitizenCon.
Yes.
Some of our winners from the past couple of years. Moving on to second place, we've also got an Origin X1 and the 400i, my personal favorite daily driver, the 400i. You know, you've got to fly a little bit in style sometimes when you're doing bunkers. And then in third place, we're going to be giving away the CNOU Nomad and the Hover Quad. So a little CNOU package for everyone there.
Yeah, man, it's been I'm very excited to see who this top 3 is going to be. And just to kind of mention, these trophies do light up, so through the acrylics, so it's going to look very cool. You know, so shout outs to not only you know, JRDF for making these designs, for .x for hooking us up with the merch, and of course Robert Space Industries for giving us a hand with some of the digital prizes that some of these teams are going to be winning in this year's System 7. I know it says Stanton 7 on the top right, but hey, man, we got to leave the name somewhere in the beginning. So, but ladies and gentlemen, race number 6 will be taking place here soon. When we come back, we're going to have the server set up for you guys, and hopefully we're going to be taking a look at the setup and getting the racers on the starting line. So thank you guys all so much for hanging with us today. Really appreciate it, guys. Race number 6 of the System 7 is coming up very soon. We'll be right back.
Head tracking adds so much to immersion in supported first-person games. When you try it, you're going to see why it makes so much sense. It's been created to seamlessly let you look where you want to, and with Tobii Eye Tracker 5, everything just works. Tobii has been the go-to name for head and eye tracking, and over time, their product has evolved. Their newest implementation has the most simplified setup because they did all the work for you. Offering both head and eye tracking, Tobii is able to track precisely through glasses or contacts, and once calibrated, it will never lose its center. The head tracking solution that integrates at the bottom of a flat or curved monitor, look at what you want to target sooner, look at what you want to lock your missile to, look at where you want to bomb, look in the direction that your ship is traveling to get the edge, look around and get the advantage. Just look and let Tobii Eye Tracker 5 do the rest in Star Citizen and a host of other simulation titles. It's so natural that you forget it's there.
Mayday, Mayday, this is Red Wind, FR 9183, requesting immediate support. report. I'm under fire from an unknown number of hostiles. Sending my location now.
HQ, strike team. Contract assigned.
HQ, strike team, roger. Proceeding to target. Red Wind, Foxtrot, Romeo, 90183, Walker strike team on site for assistance. HQ, strike team, contract fulfilled, ready for tasking.
Atmo Esports operates a little differently. Born from emergent community events like the Damo Rally, the natural progression was to create esports events within an emergent environment and provide tournaments for esports teams in a unique way.
All right, here we go.
Every step you can count on me. Every step you can follow.
Whoa! Oh, baby, let's get this race started, guys. Let's go.
Atmo volunteers create events within massive sandbox gaming environments, and we work with talented community gamers to supply supporting roles such as camera crew, shoutcasters, event organisers, and so much more. Our team is a group of passionate professionals from all over the world, all with gaming in their veins. We operate purely online, and everything we do is created collaboratively.
It's gonna change the way we play the game.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Your eyes are the gateway to your brain. It's time to start getting serious about protecting them. Reinforcements have arrived. Introducing Gamer Advantage, a gaming wellness company rooted in science. Patented, clinically proven, and trusted by thousands of people. Our glasses are designed to fit comfortably under a headset, look amazing, and offer protection indoors and out. Our lens will help you sleep better, which means feel better and perform better. There's no color distortion, and they are available in prescription. Internal protection starts with eye candy, an eye health, immune boost, and antioxidant formula. Fog Away, the #1 selling anti-fog spray for eyewear. Gamer Advantage. Gaming wellness reimagined.
And we are off.
Then here comes Sponge Buggy taking the inside, passing two people here. Corona Racing falling behind. Herbie taking that sharp turn, taking the lead, moving forward, going through the middle of the 890. They need to consolidate here. What a race so far, Kroncy.
Yeah, another really, really risky fight there once again with 2 of our races, but they're able to get on through. This is so far the closest race that we've had risky maneuver here. Oh no, someone has flipped. They were risking it coming right out of the 890J. Whoa, what was that? Was that an explosion?
This could be a whole different race with the boost. He goes over. He's about to go in and Skyr out, but there's a bump. It's gonna happen. Triple R Racing is coming back. What is happening here? Amrock's banging the green. Skyr Alpha overtaking after that bump. Are they gonna be able? Who's gonna finish first? Oh my goodness! All right, racers, on go.
Look how close they've gotten each other. 0.007 seconds behind each other. That is incredibly fast.
That was a magnificent overtake right there.
It's not even remotely over. I mean, look at that. Look at that.
Oh, no,
man. Gets the takeover, slams into the back of Herbie, and loses all of the work that they just made. That is devastating.
Infinite Empire with the finish and the win, Francie.
Yeah, well done, Aaron the God. Finally not making me look like a fool.
Welcome back to System 7, race number 6, presented by Game Glass. And unfortunately, we had a 30K, so they're getting reset up, and we'll get those views back for you guys here shortly. We had the views ready, but unfortunately, servers, I don't like you servers right now. So anyways, we'll get it up. But before we do that, Kranci, let's talk about the finals coming up on June 17th at 2000 UTC with the new Lorville map in Hurston. This race is going to be absolutely insane. Francie, let's talk about your opinion, because the entire city changed. The race is a lot longer. The views are immaculate, even better than before. I'm excited for this one out of all the races in the season. But give us your thoughts first on race number 7.
So earlier, Christian, you mentioned that race number 6 is probably the most visually stunning race that we've had for the entire tournament. This one's going to be a next level. We were praying that 319 would hit before race number 7 happened, and it did, which means we get to do this absolutely fantastic track. This is the classic. We've been running this for 3 years now, but obviously it's a lot different. But the core of it is the same idea. We are going to be racing these guys with different vehicles every time.
Francie, I think your mic cut out. Can you hear me? I think your mic went boom, guys. Yeah, you're like, let us know when you're back here, Francie. I think his mic may have cut out. He should be right back soon. But ladies and gentlemen, race number 7 has been such a massive challenge to put together since the U319. But I'm very excited because this is going to be the ultimate and last race of the season. And it's not only just about having one vehicle. You're going to need multiple vehicles. Teams can exchange from gate to gate. Is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Let's see if Crancie's back. Crancie, are you back?
Yeah, am I back?
Yes, you're back. All right. So,
all right, not my fault. Not my fault. Not my fault. I swear. I swear.
It's all right. Start all over. The floor is yours, man.
Yeah, so I was just saying, like, yeah, this race is the one that I'm most excited for every single year. We've been doing it for 3 years now, and every single year it brings out some absolutely fantastic results. But all of our races need to be good at everything. You need to be a well-rounded racer in order to get some solid times for this one. And we're going to see Gravlev, we're going to see Car in different variations, all the while going around the brand new Lorville. So It's going to be a lot of fun. The track itself has changed quite a bit. It's just at the core, though, it is the same race that we've run the last 2 years.
Yeah, so, you know, from gate number 1 to about gate number 2, racers are going to be going from an STV starting off, and then at gate number 2, they're going to be switching to a rover. So from gate number 2 to gate number 4, they're going to be able to, you know, use that rover, get across both gates there. And then at gate number 4 is where we switch over to the Cyclone RC. Obviously, a legendary vehicle here that we use here at Ammo Esports. So at gate number 4, they're going to switch to that Cyclone RC and get all the way to gate number 6. Now, currently at gate number 6, this is where it gets interesting, is when they're going to finally get back to that, you know, legendary Drake Dragonfly and go around the back of the city all the way back to the starting point. This race is actually about a little bit close to an hour, probably a little bit more, and it has been fantastic. We've ran through it. Zul did a great job at putting it all together. And, you know, seeing the scene of it, seeing the checkpoints and how the track takes you, man, is going to be absolutely mind-blowing. So, ladies and gentlemen, June 17th, I promise you, be here for the finale of System 7 presented by Game Glass. You will not want to miss this track because every time we do this, Croncy, this is by far the most baffling course. You know, it's the finale. You got to be here. You got to be here.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, even after today, we know pretty much that there's going to be some sort of battle for the podium, regardless of what happens today. There are going to be people competing for the podium, and we know that there are people on the board who are, you know, significantly better at the Cyclone or significantly better at the Dragonfly. And it really shows in this track just how good they are at, you know, using all of those different vehicle types. A name that comes out, you know, Diplomat. We saw last year during race 7, Diplomat and Nezrathil neck and neck by the end of the track. And that was absolutely fantastic to see. We have a lot of newer racers that have come in this year who, you know, they've shown a little bit of skill with some things. We've got, I believe it's Amarok's Fang, as well as Ghost Corporation, have been changing their races quite a bit. So we haven't seen, you know, who is their all-rounder. We haven't seen who they are likely going to put for their race 7 yet. So going to be very interesting, going to be very exciting, and going to be visually stunning.
Yeah, and, you know, a great mention of all the teams that have been switching races. And I just want to mention that every single racer today that have been competing throughout the System 7, man, has been really resilient, really great. All the competitors have just been super positive. Doesn't matter how the game has really been going. They've been practicing, and they've been trying to get in and do what they do best. And even though you see some of these teams that only may have 4 points, may only have 7 points, right? You're still the top 16 teams in the entirety of Star Citizen, because this is where you make your name. This is where you implant to be the top to be the top racer in Star Citizen. This is where you do it. So shout out to all the teams from the top, from the first all the way down to the 16. You guys qualified, and you guys really made this season super interesting. And I know, Croncy, that next year, you know, as we implement more things, you know, probably seeing what's coming out at CitizenCon is going to be a lot better and more dynamic than ever before. So shout out to all the teams one last time for just being resilient with us this season and just helping us deal with all these issues. So it's been great. It's been great.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much, guys, as well as to all of the competitors that have been putting in the work, but maybe, you know, the leaderboard hasn't been cooperating with them this season. Some of our top races this year didn't even top 8 last year. It's really about getting that practice in this kind of environment, because you don't really get to do that in any other situation. Once you do get to compete against 15 other races and get a feel for how that actually works, you know, it's a lot of fun.
Yep. I mean, also, you know, guys, please, just a reminder here that we do have events going on throughout the year. Daymar Rally registration is already open for next year. Daymar Rally, the biggest community event of the year, where we get over 760 competitors to come join this endurance rally. So do not miss out on that. If you guys are wanting to sign up for that, head on over to atmo.gg and make sure you guys, you know, sign up for that, or join our Discord, discord.gg/atmo esports, and keep up with the news. we're also on social media. We're also on Twitter, TikTok. We're also on Instagram. Look for Atmo Esports. We're all there, guys. We're all there waiting for you to come join this incredible community. Also, if you want to help out, if you think like, hey, maybe I don't want to join a race, but maybe I can help be a cameraman. Maybe I want to be a checkpoint. Come join us in the Discord as well. Help us out and, be part of this incredible community that we call a family here in Star Citizen. So it seems like we're getting a little bit ready. Hopefully this server doesn't end up, going, boom. I don't want to jinx it, but yeah. But honestly, man, I'm very excited. I want this race to get on the way. This is one of the funnest races that we know we're going to be watching going through this river canyon. And I just cannot wait for that. So, I'm just come on, guys, let's get it going. I know everybody has to wait, but let's get into some predictions here, Croncy, because I feel like, we talk a lot of the season is mostly ground racing. We got 2 races that are usually Gravlev, but how are you feeling about this race and who you think is going to come out on top if everything goes well as planned and no vehicles are, going crazy right now?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of races that we've seen perform this season and in previous seasons, even in other championships, that really perform super, super well when we get into the Gravlevs. We're talking about Diplomat, we're talking about Splen, we're talking about Nezrathil, although I do believe, unfortunately, Nezrathil will not be participating today. But we have a lot of people who, the Cyclone RC, they're just okay at, or it's not their particular favorite vehicle. So I think we're going to see a little bit of a change here. We've been seeing Herbie, we've been seeing Team Nomis doing really, really well in a lot of these ground vehicle races. I think we're going to see a little bit of a change here. So my prediction for the most part, last year in the river race, Diplomat absolutely crushed it. Just found ways to go through without exploding, without risking too much, and continue some speed, maintain some speed. So I think we're going to see some great stuff from Diplomat. Splen, this is definitely Splen's wheelhouse, more of a flying racer, so has that little bit of skill from that translates a lot better to these hover vehicles. And then I'm really interested to see what's going to be happening with Ludox. Ludox, has been performing really well. Team Blackhawks in general has been performing really, really well this season. So I'm curious to see how they go in this track, because it is a little bit different than some of the ones that they've been performing well on.
Yeah, you kind of made a lot of points there. And, you mentioned Diplomat, and one of the exciting times in the last river race was that he overtook someone in the river, and this guy does not slow down. If you take a wrong left turn, a wrong right turn, if you strafe left, strafe right, you could easily just bump into him and both of you are out of the race. But he takes the risks, and I just love to see that from a lot of these racers. So I think today, man, if we have, I think Splen is due for a I think he's due for a win. So I feel strongly that he could be that person that, if he's concentrating, if he's not going pedal to the metal here, he should be able to come out on top and really, give, someone like Ludox for Team Blackhawks a run for his money. Because, seeing Ludox race the Babbage Bash, that was insane. He was so ahead of all the competitors. And even if, competitors didn't blow up Croncy, I feel like he would have stayed ahead by far. So I feel like you either got that, you're going to have that Splen, that Team Splen or Team Blackhawks are going to be that top 2 that I feel like is really going to bring it this time for race number 6 here in River Canyon Chaos.
Yeah, not to mention Splen coming off an absolutely fantastic performance on a championship that happened last week in the Yadar Valley. So a little bit hot, that's what you always like to see. Maybe they can translate some of that winning power over to today. They are an absolutely fantastic racer. We just unfortunately haven't had the opportunity to see much of that through the course of this System 7.
No, I totally agree, man. You got to bring that momentum. You got to bring that hype, that championship rawness over. So, I totally agree here. So, well, we're getting set up here, ladies and gentlemen, once again for the System 7. I just want to give a big thank you to all of our sponsors, not only for Atmo Esports, but also the System 7 this year. I'm going to mention Game Glass. We have NFED, a great organization, so make sure you guys check them out. We We got a Decap Delta Aviation consultant. They're also great. We got Gamer Advantage. We got CLX guys. All right. So whether you're here in the chat or whether you're in our Discord, you can check out the panels down below in our About Us section to either find the links for all these sponsors and even some discounts. So make sure you guys check that out if you guys want to save some money or help support those guys that are supporting us. Because I mean, without the support, we won't have these trophies, we won't have these broadcasts, we won't have everything. So shout out to all our sponsors. And Croncy, while everybody is getting ready to do the race, I think we're going to take one more break here, before we return here. So sorry, guys, for the delay. We're just trying to get the servers up, but we'll be right back once again. Thank you all so much for your support and being with us here today for System 7 Race Number 6 presented by Game Glass. We'll be right back.
Head tracking adds so much to immersion in supported first-person games. When you try it, you're going to see why it makes so much sense. It's been created to seamlessly let you look where you want to, and with Tobii Eye Tracker 5, everything just works. Tobii has been the go-to name for head and eye tracking, and over time, their product has evolved. Their newest implementation has the most simplified setup because they did all the work for you. Offering both head and eye tracking, Tobii is able to track precisely through glasses or contacts, and once calibrated, it will never lose its center. The head tracking solution that integrates at the bottom of a flat or curved monitor, look at what you want to target sooner, look at what you want to lock your missile to, look at where you want to bomb, look in the direction that your ship is traveling to get the edge, look around and get the advantage. Just look and let Tobii Eye Tracker 5 do the rest in Star Citizen and a host of other simulation titles. It's so natural that you forget it's there.
Mayday, this is Red Wind, FR 9183, requesting immediate support. I'm under fire from an unknown number of hostiles. Sending my location now.
HQ, strike team. Contract assigned.
HQ, strike team, roger. Proceeding to target. Red Wind, Foxtrot, Romeo, 9er183, Walker strike team on site for assistance. HQ, Strike Team, contract fulfilled, ready for tasking.
Atmo Esports operates a little differently. Born from emergent community events like the Damo Rally, the natural progression was to create esports events within an emergent environment and provide tournaments for esports teams in a unique way.
All right, here we go.
Every step you can count on me. Every step you can follow.
Whoa! Oh, baby, look at this race starting, guys! Let's go!
Atmo volunteers create events within massive sandbox gaming environments, and we work with talented community gamers to supply supporting roles such as camera crew, shoutcasters, event organizers, and so much more. Our team is a group of passionate professionals from all over the world, all with gaming in their veins. We operate purely online, and everything we do is created collaboratively.
It's gonna change the way we play the game.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Your eyes are the gateway to your brain. It's time to start getting serious about protecting them. Reinforcements have arrived. Introducing Gamer Advantage, a gaming wellness company rooted in science. Patented, clinically proven, and trusted by thousands of people. Our glasses are designed to fit comfortably under a headset, look amazing, and offer protection indoors and out. Our lens will help you sleep better, which means feel better and perform better. There's no color distortion, and they are available in prescription. Internal protection starts with eye candy, an eye health, immune boost, and antioxidant formula. Fog Away, the #1 selling anti-fog spray for eyewear. Gamer Advantage. Gaming wellness reimagined.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that wait. We are still currently setting up right now. But before we go into watching everything is going in, we should have everything ready soon. But before we do that, I just want to remind you guys of the giveaway, of the PCs giveaway we're doing in collaboration with CLX. If you type exclamation for our giveaway, you go through all of the entries. We have a surprise code for you that is right there, where it will give you an extra 200 entries. Atmo-AJ7 Whiskey. So make sure you guys get on that, and make sure you guys grab your 200 extra entries, man, because it's a pretty sweet PC, Croncy. 7800X 3D, 4070 Ti. It's probably better than what everybody has currently, even me. So, I mean, hey, here's your chance, you know?
Yeah, not to mention as well, just the absolutely awesome, fantastic custom job they've done on the case itself with the System 7 logo, the Atmo on the front, and the fantastic gamer RBG that we've got inside there. Because I do believe the more RBG you get, the faster you drive in Star Citizen. At least that's what I assume.
I mean,
I've just been slamming RBG everywhere.
Yeah, no. No, man. I think they did a great job. They put about 1 million fans in that case when we saw it being built. So again, shout out to the CLX team for partnering up with that, man. Because I mean, you're gonna get an incredible machine. And again, the giveaway is global, so make sure you guys grab that code. That's right down there under the CLX logo. And again, big shout out to our other partners, Tobii Gaming for providing a Tobii Eye Tracker 5, Thrustmaster providing a T248, which is one of their mid-tier wheels. It's actually very, very good for, and also some load cell pedals, as well as Game Glass providing not only an iPad, but also a 12-month glass pass. So that way, if you're playing Star Citizen or racing games, you can actually make yourself some shards and, immerse yourself with Game Glass. So shout out to our partners. So let's go over to our views here now, because I believe we're getting the server reset up again. We did have a 30K earlier on. But, man, I'm still so excited for this race. If you guys are just joining us here on our channels here, welcome to System 7. This is race number 6. It's going to be the River Canyon Chaos, where, we're going to be taking that Drake Dragonfly. Croncy, what's your vibe on the Drake Dragonfly? I love racing it, but to be honest, I like the Nox better. What are your thoughts on the Drake Dragonfly?
Ooh. Yeah, no, I'm a bit the opposite. I actually prefer the Dragonfly a little bit more. It's got a little bit more of those pod racer style vibes, I think, than the Nox does. And it's definitely my favorite of the two. But I really want that X1. The X1, I think, is going to be a lot of fun. Yes. One advantage for sure that the Dragonfly seems to have, though, is it kind of has like a little bit more HP because of all the struts that it has on it, which is nice. So you do get a little bit more leeway with some of your crashes and some of your collisions, if you're lucky. I mean, still, if you're traveling, 200 meters a second and you crash into anything, you're still probably going to explode. But you get a little bit of extra play, which is quite nice. It just looks good. I'm not really a Drake fanboy, but the Dragonfly is probably aesthetically one of my favorite vehicles in the whole game.
I mean, you kind of nail the nail on the head there, but I like the vibe of the Nox because it doesn't have those struts that it has on the Dragonfly in front, right? So, like the Nox usually is a little bit, built a little bit more for speed, in my opinion, but you're right. X1, I just can't wait for a lot of these vehicles to really come out and start, popping these vehicles out, because, I mean, we got the G12 vehicles, which, as we've seen a little bit of a comparison, is about, a little smaller than a Rover, but it's supposed to have good speed, good endurance. So I'm very excited to see those come out. We got, obviously, the Ranger. Will the Ranger, be around the speed of the Gravlift vehicles, or is it's going to be in its own category? So, I mean, the diversity of vehicles that we're going to have in Star Citizen is going to be what makes a lot of the races, man. And I'm super excited for that because, I know definitely the Ranger is going to be one of, it's going to be that vehicle that's going to change the landscape of the Daymar Rally. It's going to be the vehicle that changed the landscape for a lot of racing things that happen in the verse. So when we get that vehicle in, I mean, we're going to see the Daymar Rally numbers spike a lot. Croncy, I feel like it's going to have, it's going to be that moment where we hit 1,000 teams or even more when the Ranger comes out. So very excited to see more of these vehicles come out soon.
Yeah, and here we go. We're getting some absolutely fantastic views of the track. You can see the river canyon there off to the right side, guys. And
Yes.
this is what it's all about, this race. This is the entire thing. So halfway through the track, we've got to jump down there. We've got to maneuver a little bit more, but at least we're going to get some scenic views while we're doing it. If we can, Crucian, I'd like to talk about who we're actually going to see racing today, because we've had some changes in the teams over the course of the last couple of races. So Team Punch Buggy, once again, as normal, we're going to see Herbie driving for Team Punch Buggy, has been having an absolutely fantastic performance. But the next two teams, Team Splend and Team Far Out, it's been a couple of races since we've seen them. Last week, for Team Splend, we had Took racing, and they managed to get 16th place last week. And then for Team Far Out, we had Thorin getting 15th place. Now, both Splend and Diplomat are a lot better at these Gravlev vehicles. So that's what we were talking about earlier. We expect them to have a really good performance today, so it's going to be awesome to see those guys. For Team Nomies, we're going to see Quelsar again, not Gerbo. We did see Quelsar last week performing in the the STV track. And then for Amarok's Fang, we're going to have Big Flex TTV this week. So no Gravity Cat this week. We're going to see what Big Flex can pull off there. Continuing along, Aaron the God, Infinite Empire. You know, it is, I believe, we only have about 3 single racer teams, and Aaron is one of those. So we're going to see if Aaron can, continue the amazing performance that we saw in the previous race. And then moving on to Blackhawks. Ludox. Ludox has been absolutely crushing it. I believe, I'm going to quickly go through here. I think Ludox has been our racer for every single race in Blackhawks, but they are a team of 4. So there is a possibility that we might see a change next week, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Do you want to take over the next couple, Christian?
Yeah, I mean, I want to go back to a little things that you said as well, because, a lot of these teams, they have multiple people. And, something I want to mention is that Nomi started hot. They were the first winners of race number 1, of the System 7. But since then, they haven't had the luck to really come back and win another race. So they've really dropped down in the leaderboard. But, I mean, when you start off strong, it has kept them in that top 8 the entire season. So, if Team Nomies can really, win a couple more races and come out on top, they can really reclaim that top 3 spot. So, but a lot of great teams so far, man. We got Skyer Alpha. McFly is going to be on the seat. Again, Skyer Alpha, one of my favorite teams from Spain. Always got to show him some love, man. And, you've mentioned Aaron the God with Infinite Empire, who actually won last race that got him all the way from, I think, 14th or 12th place all the way to that top 7 or top 8 here for the System 7. So, like I said, it just takes one good win early in the season to kind of put you on that spot. But, you see Herbie constantly coming in that top 3 because he's just practicing, knowing what's going on with the game, in the alpha state and just taking advantage of that. So, very, very good. We got Team Leviathan, where we're going to have R. McNasty, obviously Kuroda Racing Sanji, which is going to be Sanji Sama. Love Sanji all the way from Iceland. Team Leviathan, I said R. McNasty all the way from the United States. We got Delta Ditus, which is going to be cheek leaked on the helm there. From Canada, we got Triple R Racing, Tac the Menace, Capcom Alpha from Catalonia, Ender Master, and then we got Ghost Corporation, which is going to be Mayo Macchio, again, team from the United States. So I just love the diversity of all these teams, Croncy. We got people from all around the world, no matter what. I mean, I'm going to be honest, Croncy, what I want to see the System 7 evolve into, I want to see this evolve into a region-locked race, and then hopefully bring all the top 16 teams of those region-locked races, bring them over to, to a big finale in the future, kind of just like Fight or Flight, have region-locked tournaments, and then bring those top teams in that league over to maybe, the championship, which is going to be maybe at CitizenCon. That's what I want to see in the future, man. I want to bring racing. I want to bring, dog fighting. I want to bring all these systems into a big, massive league that we're running for all these regions year round and bring them into a championship state, because, I mean, to have these regions where only people are locked to those sections, bring them all together towards the end is going to be massive. So, but, again, shout out to all our top 16 teams, man. Croncy, they've been great. They've been resilient. They've been holding off, and I can't thank these guys for making this season super interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I want to go back to one of the teams that you mentioned, Sire Alpha. So we've got McFight 9. This is going to be their first race of this entire series that they're going to be participating in today. Every other race we've had either Salem Frost or Neojet competing. So this is going to be very interesting. We're going to have a fresh racer, see what they can do. It's not a name that I personally am familiar with, so I'm interested to see how they do compete against some of these other races, because we've seen time and time again, sometimes these races that do come out of the woodwork just absolutely start crushing it. We did talk to, after race number 4, we did talk to, I think it was Blackhawks or it might have been Ghost Corporation, about how they try to get certain people to practice for certain races, but then really it's just whoever is the best performing of that race goes through and participates in the day. So we might have actually seen the exact same thing here with Sire Alpha. So McFight 9, watch out for the name. We'll see how Sire Alpha do today.
Hey, I'll back you up on that as well, man. I believe Sire Alpha, man, when I saw them on the finals for last race where they won, they literally inch by inch beat Amrock's Fang, man. That was such an incredible moment to see. That got us so hyped because, to see Sire Alpha, they're at every single event that we do, Croncy. They're at all of our events. They're everywhere. And I just love their dedication that no matter what, whether they win or lose, they're still back. They're still having a good time. They still put in the work to be able to come to these events. And guess what? It did pay off for them, because the Daymar Rally, they sat on the podium seat. Even though they got third place, on the Rover division out of how many, different teams. They still got podium, and they were so excited. They were so happy just to be in that spot that I'm glad for them. And I'm telling you right now, as the game develops and gets more and more optimized, you're going to see Sire Alpha come swinging and come take it over, because now there's no reason and no excuse for them to be on top. So I'm very excited for that team as they continue to dedicate themselves to all of our events, man. So big shout outs to them. Without saying other events as well, Fight or Flight, guys, the biggest 2v2 dogfighting tournament in Star Citizen is coming. Registration is open. All right. I think we only have like 5 spots left. So if you have a teammate, all right, that knows dogfighting, August 19th, you better bring him. You better sign up, because I'm telling you, we haven't announced what we're doing yet for Fight or Flight. We've announced the pricing. We've announced a couple things here and there, but I promise you, you guys are not ready for what's to come, and you're going to want to sign up. So the biggest 2v2 dogfighting tournament in Star Citizen, Fight or Flight, is coming on August 19th. Make sure you guys register for that at atmo.gg. So, Fight or Flight, Croncy, I'm excited for it. Very, very excited this year.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that maybe a couple of weeks before Fight or Flight we can get 320 out there, because it's going to be great to practice on for the actual the tournament itself. It was my favorite tournament to watch last year, and then to cast the creator version of the tournament.
Yes,
it was an absolute blast. So absolutely really excited. I was when the regular event was on, when the regular Fight or Flight tournament was on last year. I was actually at the Grand Prix, sitting under a tree with my phone out, watching watching that instead of watching the Grand Prix at one point. So it's very exciting. Should be a lot of fun. Like I said, only a couple of spots left. Even if you aren't good at dogfighting, you might as well chuck your name in there. It's a lot of fun. It's really good to get in with these tournaments.
Yeah, we get a lot of questions about the tournament saying, oh, why you cap the teams at 64 is because we are doing it in the PU. Since even though 320 is coming out with Arena Commander, it is not going to have custom lobbies yet. I'm pretty sure that CIG is working on that, so we're probably not going to have it, as 320 launches. I don't even think it's going to come out that patch, but, they're working on the basis of Arena Commander to then bring that stuff later on down the line. So all the tournaments going to be at PU. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. Croncy, I know a lot of teams are already practicing, because I'm telling you, man, we have something special for this one. It's going to be great. By the way, talking about, the Toby Gaming Clash, if you guys don't know, we have all of our highlights, all of our races, everything is up on YouTube. So make sure you guys go to our YouTube. If you haven't seen races of the past, while you're working, you want to listen to something, I'm telling you, man, some of these highlights and the races are super exciting. Some of the dogfights that we had in the past Dolby Gaming Clash, go check it out on our YouTube at Atmo Esports. Do not miss out on the stuff from the past, and then that way you can understand what's coming up in the future, man. But I'm telling you, dogfighting is definitely one of my favorite things to cast in Star Citizen. The action is just incredible, Croncy.
Yeah, it's a really, really super exciting event. Very, very keen for it. And guys, as you can see, we're getting our dragonflies out and ready. We're getting a little bit closer towards the start of the event. Just so you guys know as well, in case, any issues, sometimes things happen. We do have some like spare dragonflies that are inside these vessels. It's really awesome the way that the team in the back end is able to, give us these contingencies and work towards these. And also, it's very awesome to see the racers helping out whenever they can with all this sort of stuff, make it a little bit more of a smooth experience. So thank you to the team and thank you to the racers.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the staff. You guys are killing it. Make sure you guys stay resilient. A big shout out as well to our security. Walkers of Sigma, always doing their best to protect us in the skies from any threats. But right now, the only threat that we're having is the servers. But, big shout out to Walkers of Sigma, man. We love you guys. If you guys also want to hire Walkers of Sigma, if you're doing an event, make sure you guys join our Discord, man. Reach out to Nargos Vaj. He's the man, the myth, the leader of Walkers of Sigma. So reach out to him. You guys can hire these guys once it doesn't conflict with our events. You guys can hire them. Pay them a couple of AUECs, and they'll protect your event as well. So big shout out to our security team, man. They're beautiful. They're strong. And they're always here, man. They're always here for us. And Croncy, man, I'm going to talk a little bit about this because I'm excited, to see a lot of these folks that we haven't seen in the past years. We've had COVID. We weren't able to see anybody in 2020, 2021. 2022, and finally in 2023, hopefully when we see everybody at CitizenCon, man, I'm gonna say it first, man. I'm gonna have some tears seeing a lot of these folks that we've been, doing staff with, doing security with over time. It's gonna be an incredible celebration, and I cannot wait till CIG announces more about CitizenCon. I really can't wait, man. I can't wait to hug a lot of these folks that we've been working with here at Atmo Esports for such a long time. So, like I said, guys, grab some Atmo Esports merch. Come to CitizenCon ready. Take a big, massive group picture with us wherever, they host it, man. We're going to do so much, and I cannot wait to share those moments with everybody at CitizenCon, man. It's going to be freaking incredible. So I'm excited. Sorry.
Yeah, it's been really awesome as a person who only backed after the last live CitizenCon to go to things like Bar Citizens and whatnot and get a little bit of taste of that, meeting the community and meeting everyone that we've had the pleasure of working with and playing with. But CitizenCon feels like it's going to be a completely different beast. I don't think people are quite prepared for what this CitizenCon might be. You know how much this game has grown in the last 4 years. It has been huge. So there's no chance it isn't going to be absolutely amazing. So hopefully I get the chance to go, and hopefully we all get to see all of you guys wearing your awesome Atmo jerseys. And I will still maintain, I said that if I do see you wearing an Atmo jersey at CitizenCon, I'm going to give you some stickers. I'm going to get a bunch of stickers and you can have some stickers.
Well, any Atmo merch to that point, Croncy, so that way you can run out of stickers quickly. But Croncy, I'm telling you, you better be to CitizenCon. If I got to canoe my ass or kayak all the way to Australia to pick you up from LA, man, I'm going to do that, okay? Not serious about that because that's going to take a long time. But yes, I will do it. We got to make sure, community, if you guys are out there, make sure you guys are tuning into Croncy's stream, man. We need him out here at CitizenCon because it's going to be a great time. I've been a couple of CitizenCons, Croncy, and let me tell you, it is beautiful. It's such a great experience. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I have been streaming Star Citizen since 2016, but obviously I don't stream as much anymore. I take a lot of part-time stuff because I'm always working behind the scenes to either improve our events, to make our events better. So I'm more behind the scenes, being a part of the community behind the scenes, trying to bring you guys opportunities like the PC giveaway and all that good stuff. But man, when I went to my first CitizenCon, it was by far the best event I've ever had because the passion that everybody has, so much people, you finally get to meet the viewers that you've been talking to for years. You finally get to put a face to these names, make a connection with these people in person at CitizenCon, man. It's going to really change the way you think about events, and it's going to become by far the best event that you've ever been to. Like, You've probably been to TwitchCon Australia. You've probably been to a lot of events. DreamHack, still, CitizenCon tops the charts for me, and I cannot wait to see all you guys.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Apparently, we're going to be getting some announcements soon. At least that's what Jake has been saying on the weekly reports. So hopefully tickets soon, hopefully location soon, all that sort of stuff. Maybe some news about what we might see. But yeah, even the online Citizen Cons have been fantastic over the last 2 years. I've been really enjoying those. So regardless, I'm sure it's guaranteed to be a pretty good time.
I really want to cosplay for the first time, but I know how expensive making all that armor is. But I would really like to do some type of cosplay. I've been trying to work on something with somebody, so you may or may not see me in a cosplay if it does get done on time. But I'm super excited to be there with the community and do something, fun for the first time. But looks like we're getting ready here, ladies and gentlemen, guys. I need you guys to get hype up in chat because I know it's been a while. I know it's been a wait, but we're almost here to start this race number 6 here, presented by Game Glass, River Canyon Chaos. And you can see some races already. Wow. Francie, we got some skins too, man. Look at that. We got some skins. I'm excited about that. We got some skins,
We
baby.
do. I don't see any pink dragonflies yet, though, as far as I can tell. Where are the pink dragonflies?
Ooh, that's true.
I need to see the StarKitten ones.
Yes, we definitely need the StarKitten dragonfly on there. Man, I'm super excited for this one. Everybody looks ready. I mean, let's talk about strategy here, Croncy, because I know for this race, tell me a little bit about what you would do starting off. Would you start off full blast? Or will you start off maybe elevated a little bit more so you can have more control? Tell me a little bit about the strategy that you would do as a racer, knowing about this course for race number 6.
So going into the race, I'm probably planning to be at full height for the majority of the race. The only times that I'm going to be coming down is if I do need to push a little bit further ahead just to get ahead of someone. My plan here is safety at as fast a speed as I possibly can. So for the very start, not going full throttle. I want to sort of get a gauge of where all the other races are going, what sort of speeds they're taking, and what kind of routes they're taking. As one thing that we do notice a lot of times in these races is the people that practice these races just an unbelievable amount of time do end up finding some ways to get around some certain hills or around some certain rocks that you normally would maybe not think to do. So that's my initial plan. Then, the entire straightaway as we're going over the like plains sort of section.
Yep.
I'll readjust. If I do need to get ahead of someone, I am going to bring that speed back up a little bit. I am going to go a little bit lower to the ground. But the second that I get towards the river, it's full height, no matter what, and my speed is coming all the way down. I don't think we're going to be a lot of races that will perform well here. I don't think we're going to see them going much higher than about 50, maybe 60 meters a second in the actual river section before it opens up a bit more into that lake. Then we'll see people start to speed up a bit more. The only other thing to sort of worry about here is hills. If you do go a little bit too fast in the Dragonfly, it can clip into the hills a little bit. So as you're approaching those hills, if you're on if you're on sticks, bring the front of your Dragonfly axis up a little bit, slow it down a little bit, just maintain that sort of section here. One person that we're definitely going to want to watch in this entire section is Splen. Splen performed absolutely fantastically in the Daymar Rally using the Dragonfly and just had really good control over all of the axes of their vehicle. So pretty much anything they're doing in that respect, I would expect to see a lot of our racers doing.
Yeah, I mean, talking about Splen here, he does use his hand stick on stick, so he uses dual sticks in order to race in the grab-up vehicle, and I believe he switches over to a gamepad for racing ground vehicles, because I feel like the gamepad will give you that extra control, overall for your vehicle. So, big shout out to Splen here. Make sure you guys check him out as well, man. Great content creator, great racer. He's also does ship racing over there at XGR, so he does a lot of great things. So, but I think my strategy here, Croncy, like you said, the straightaways, I will try to go a little bit faster. I don't think I want to go at need for speed because the game still has some type of desync. I would try to go, I want to say maybe 140 ms instead of the 180. And then obviously in that River Canyon, elevate my Dragonfly as high as I can and slow it down completely around that 80 to 100 ms. Because, I mean, the Dragonfly, what it does a lot when you're taking those sharp turns, you drift. But again, a lot of these guys that have been racing for a long time knows how to control it well. and should be able to get to that canyon fairly quickly. So again, we're doing 5 laps here in race number 6, River Canyon Chaos. We're almost ready. I see what 5, 7, 11 racers so far. So we're waiting for a few more, and we should get this race on the way. So I'm very excited so far. And look at these views, man. Shout out to the camera team. I want to give a big shout out here to my man Papa Freedom, who unfortunately, even though I think he fractured his wrist or something, but he's still here in the chat, showing us some love, taking some clips for us. So big shout out to the camera team and Papa Freedom for being absolutely incredible. And if you're just joining us from YouTube, from Kick, from anywhere that you're watching, thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate it. Make sure you guys hit the follow button. We'd love to have you back and follow us on our socials for more events and more things coming down the pipeline, because we got a lot of surprises coming for you guys towards the end of the year.
Yeah, definitely. One thing I want to mention that I actually forgot to mention in that whole spiel about strategies, there's a particular thing you can do with the Dragonfly and the Nox, really any grav lever, but the Dragonfly appears to be one of the better ones. You can't do a barrel roll, but what you can sort of do is you can kind of launch yourself off of little hills, little rocks, that sort of thing. And it can be very beneficial. You can use it to avoid a lot of obstacles. You can use it to land a certain way to give you a little bit of leeway instead of ramming into the hills. Now, normally you see that used a ton in the low gravity areas, so pretty much any moon. Microtech, you're not going to be able to launch as high, but there's still going to be benefits to it. And I honestly think when we get into the river section, that's where we're going to see it used most. When we had the river race last year, some of our racers did a thing where they basically launched off of small rocks so that, one, they could avoid the other races, which shouldn't be as much of an issue in this situation. But that was one reason they did it. And then the other reason was you don't have to worry about the rest of the stones that were in the water when you're doing that. So we'll see that happen a little bit. And it'll be very interesting. The only thing is, it can be risky. If you launch off a little hill or a little rock and you land slightly the wrong way, or you land on a slope that's sort of where you want to be, that's probably going to be an explosion. So you've really got to, if you have mapped out the route yourself, if you practiced it a lot, you will know the areas where you can take those risks. So we'll be watching out for those today.
Oh, I mean, very good points. And like I said, I feel like, we're almost there, Croncy. We're feeling good. By the way, I wanted to mention something. I believe Zol pointed something out for me about Squadron 42, that in Squadron 42, they got a lot of like the system where you can place things where people can see, and people in your party is able to do checkpoints and things like that. So I'm very, very excited, because I know that, little tools like that are in Squadron 42, I really hope they come to the PU, because as I said, they're working on Squadron 42 to put that stuff in the PU after. So to have our own checkpoints, so we're not using all of those box missions, we're not using all that stuff, man, is going to really make me excited, man. I hope they have some type of like checkpoint racing kit with a race flag, man. Hey, Chris, you're watching. I love you, man. Put that in.
Race flag would be absolutely fantastic. One thing I really like is, so in the new Arena Commander update, specifically in the new tracks, the tracks that have been taken over from the PU, they have like new checkpoints. So it's not the old school circular checkpoints. It's like these square ones that you go through, and it's kind of just like a UI sort of thing. If we had the ability to place that sort of thing in the PU, that would just make my day, because they look really nice. And honestly, the way that CIG do develop, it sounds like it would be a thing that would theoretically be possible without necessarily too much work. But as always, excited to see where they take everything to do with racing. We know that there's so many people in the company that absolutely love racing and love the racing community.
Yes.
And they've been doing awesome stuff for us the last 2 years. So always excited.
Yep. And guys, I think we have a couple more races here to start here. We're going to go and jump into, I need to talk about the merch one more time, man. This merch it's incredible. I love my jersey. You can get your custom name on the back. You got the Crucian, you got the Game Glass, you got the NFED, man. Make sure you guys are showing us some support. So exclamation mark merch, man. Grab something that you like, okay? I'm not begging. I don't beg here. But grab something that you like, man. Help support because all this stuff literally goes right back into all the races and all the effort for all these events. So grab that merch, man. I have Tumbril here. I got some of the APOA logos, Drake, Interplanetary. We have all the official logos. Shout out to Robert Space Agencies for hooking us up. We got the NFED emblem, RSI, and Delta Consulting, aviation consulting. So shout outs to, everybody's support that has purchased something, man. Everybody has been great. And again, Cross, I keep saying it, man. I can't wait to see everybody with a jersey or a T-shirt or whatever they grabbed at CitizenCon, man. I want to take a big ass photo with everybody just in the front of the convention, man, showing how big we are. We want to put that, we want that photo to be on the front page of our website. We just want to be with the community in person. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait. But hey, we're almost ready. We're almost ready to go here, guys. So we have 2 more racers left, and we're going to get the race started and the countdown going. So again, thank you guys all so much for your patience. By the way, something we haven't really talked about, Crunchy, the Mirai Fury, man, our camera crew is not using it, is now using it to because of the maneuverability is insane. Now they're using it to 4 cameras. So the Mirai Fury, I know, has been fun, incredible to fly. What are your thoughts about it, Crunchy?
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about this in the last race when we got to experience the Mirai Fury for the first time in Atmo. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a really, really fun vessel. It's got some very cool visuals. It's got some very cool maneuverability. It's just a decent vehicle all around. And in terms of a camera vessel, there's not much that could be better than it. So we get a lot of really, really good views. One of the big advantages to it being a camera vehicle over something else is honestly its size. You're able to get it into some spaces that you might not be able to get into some other vehicles with. So you're not risking crashing into as many trees as we'll probably, as we have seen Papa Freedom do in the past. So yeah, it should be quite good.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I can't wait till some of the other ships work, especially in game. I forgot the cruise ship. What do you call the camera ship again? I don't know. I keep forgetting the name of it. Can somebody give me that name?
The
chat.
Oh man, the Misk one, right?
The camera cruise ship. Yes, the Misk. No, it's not Misk. It's not. Is it Misk? Yeah, it's Misk.
Yes, the Reliant.
Yeah, the Reliant. Yeah, the Mako. Yeah, yes. The Reliant Mako. There we go. Sorry. Jeez, man. I keep forgetting about all these names, but I can't wait till things like that in the game work. So we're able to kind of get footage in a real camera like that. So, I hope to see more of those ships, by the way, like in game as well. It'll be cool if we're like, using the Reliant Mako to film our stuff in game, and like our stream is like somewhere like inside the game, like at a station or something where you can sit and watch it in game. That'd be so cool, man. Things like, for things like that to happen. So looking forward to hopefully times like, where things like that can happen. It'll be cool.
Yeah, definitely. There's something happening in this view right here that we're noticing that some viewers may not be familiar with. So we don't have like a staggered start or anything as standard for the majority of our races. We just have, this is the line where you can position yourself, and you can position yourself a little bit behind that. So you'll be noticing that some people are in fact doing that. They are sitting a lot further back, which obviously isn't normally great for a race, but particularly with the Dragonflies, it's fantastic to know where the people in front of you are going so you don't accidentally ram into them when it says go, as well as get, once again, a little bit of gauge of how fast people are going at the start. So we have seen in the past that a lot of our more careful races will start a little bit further back, and some of our more experienced or just faster races, they want that extra distance. So it's very likely that we're probably seeing Diplomat and Splend towards the front, whereas we're seeing races like Herbie somewhere towards the back.
Hey, look at this awesome overview camera. Shout out to Flatiter here, giving us a little bit of an overlay here for the camera. But look how great this looks right here. And look at that straight shot going straight down off the plateau where you see all those name tags. And then Jeromiel is going to be that checkpoint. And of course, you have Dark Neon and QJM Spectre down there. By the way, I haven't given a shout out to QJM, who really, really does a lot of medical stuff for us in game, provides the refreshments to keep everybody nice and good to go. But wow, Great overlay here by Planet there, and you guys can see the track here in real time. But man, I cannot wait to see the views in that canyon where people are racing. We're almost ready to go. I'm very excited for this. So we're gonna, I believe we're gonna be starting here soon in about the next 5 to 10 minutes, Croncy.
Yeah, not to mention, I am very happy. We've got a daytime race, it looks like. It's really, really happy that happens. If you don't know, the daytime cycle on Microtech can be extraordinarily long. So if you get stuck at a nighttime, that happens. But we get to have an awesome view of at least, it looks like at least 30 minutes of daytime on this track, which is going to be fantastic, especially for when we get into the canyon views. If we do manage to get into the nighttime, it's going to be very interesting. It's very different to any of the other races that we've had at night. Because of the canyon itself. It's going to be a lot harder to navigate that. So even if we do have those people that, do risk it a little bit more and want to go a little bit faster, they're even going to have to bring it down a bit more. But it looks like we're probably going to have a daytime cycle. So very excited for that.
Well, Croncy, something that we haven't talked about is how bad the weather can actually be on Microtech, because as it changes from day to night, that weather really affects how the racer's visibility. If we get that snowstorm, so a lot of things can happen, man. This is why I love it. It could really kill that visibility for them as they race in the Dragonflies. So let's hope that this entire cycle does stay during daytime, so that way they have a very fluent and very good 5 laps racing through the Dragonfly. So it should be a lot of fun to watch, and I believe we're going to be getting started here very, very shortly. Man, I'm excited for this one. I know we've been waiting for quite some time. But thank you all so much for holding on and standing by as we get this race ready to go on the way here very shortly for River Canyon Chaos. I'm excited, man. I'm like the races right now. I have the jitters for them. I'm ready to go. How about you, Croncy?
I mean, yeah, I'm always excited for these kinds of races, particularly in the green zone of Microtech. Anytime we're there, like with the Microtech Tundra Dash, they're my favorite to race and my favorite to watch. So I mean, it's if we had like 7 30Ks in a row, it'd still be probably as hype as I could possibly be for watching this race. We have been quite lucky in this series, I will say, with for the most part the performance of the servers. So this is the only 30K we've had to experience, and we've been able to have really, really good experiences in the majority of our races, at least in terms of server performance. So that's been really awesome to see. It's been a little bit better than the last couple of years, and only gets better every year. So very excited to see what happens next year as well in regards to all of that.
Croncy, question for you. If you could relive any of the first 5 races of the System 7, which one would you actually go back to and do again?
Ooh, that's a tough one. We've had a bunch of really, really nice races. So obviously a massive shout out to when we did the it's the name's escaping me, the Calliope with the pipes. I don't know why I'm forgetting what it's called. Snake Pit. Snake Pit's the one. Yeah, Snake Pit was absolutely fantastic. It was a great way to lead off all of the series with and really show just how awesome the series was going to be. So that'd definitely be a contender. I loved last race, the PTV race. It really showed just how fantastic these races are and how competitive they can be. And I always love when we get to see that. So I'll probably stick with Snake Pit, but all of the Cyclone RC races have been absolutely fantastic, and that's a personal favorite vehicle of mine. I'd love to watch those anytime.
I totally agree with you there. I think Snake Pit would be my top pick as well. And something I forgot to mention is that we do have the Grey Cat Social coming up, and we call it the Grey Cat Social because it's open to the entire community. So make sure you guys are on Discord and are signing up. So we don't know what we're doing yet, but usually the Grey Cat Social is where we take over hundreds of people in the community and we just go out and race and have a good time. All right. So if you guys want to participate in the Grey Cat Social, you'll get, I believe, a Discord title if you win. You become in that Grey Cat Social status. But that is just our social event that we can just bring the community together and just get in a vehicle and race all together. I think even though this year I might be casting, I might as well jump in and race at the same time. So we'll see. Maybe I'll jump in and race while we're casting the Grey Cat Social Construct. I think it's going to be a fun time. I'm tired of missing out all these races, and I can't jump in and race. So maybe I'll put my racing wheel here. I'll hook it up to the game, and I'll just, while I'm casting, we're just going to race and have a good time, man. That's what I plan on doing. So if you guys want to be a part of the Great Cat Social, again, join our Discord, discord.gg/AtmoEsports. And I believe it's on the events, on top of the events page. Make sure you guys RSVP. And I believe it's going to be August 5th. I believe that's Saturday. I'm not 100% sure. In July. Sorry, it's the first Saturday of July. I keep forgetting, man. I don't know how I not know my own events, but yes. So July 1st is going to be the Great Cat Social. So if you guys want to be a part of it, come hang out with us. Come be a part of the team. Come race. Come have a fun time.
Yeah, definitely do it. And honestly, Christian, if you are going to race and commentate at the same time, if you don't win, I'm going to be very disappointed. You can't put the commentators to shame. If you're going to risk it, you've got to floor it. Now, we have had some unfortunate news at the start line. We have had a racer explode, but luckily, as I mentioned earlier, we've got some contingencies in plan. We've got some spare dragonflies, and we're going to be ferrying them down pretty quickly. So it's, I know we've said it a little bit recently, but it shouldn't be too much longer. We've got pretty much everyone where they need to be and everyone ready to go. Also, sort of in the back there, you can see that fantastic green dragonfly paint. That's so nice.
Oh, the green goblin. That's what we call that one. Anyways, before we start here, we are getting, again, like Krusty said, one more person out. Let's go through some of our sponsor stuff again. Let's talk a little bit about the giveaway one more time. So big shout out to CLX for partnering up with Atmo Esports on the giveaway. And let's put it up on the screen so you guys can get that code. Make sure you guys are using the code on the screen to put into the giveaway to land those extra entries, because those are giving you an extra 200 entries. Now, Pronsi, we're gonna have one more race next weekend, which is gonna be the finals. So we're gonna have another code next weekend for the finals for an extra 200 entries. So if you get this code and you come back next week on June 17th, we're gonna have another code for you as well that you'll be able to grab yourself and put in for another 200 entries. I really want somebody from the community to win this. I want you guys to win this because I know you guys will cherish that, that skin, that case. And of course, a big shout out to Toby, Thrustmaster, and Game Glass. And I love that Atmo jersey, dude. It's great. Love it.
Yeah, all of the topographic map designs that we've been putting out recently have been really, really nice. Probably my favorite designs of any of the merch that we've had recently. So yeah, make sure you guys use that code, enter the giveaway, and then make sure you guys are here next week. Get yourself another code, enter the giveaway a little bit harder. But I'm going to be winning it, so just keep that in mind, guys, that there's there's maybe no point to joining.
Well, and just to mention one more thing, guys, even if you don't win and you are here in North America, I'm just mentioning that, hey, we do have, you guys can check out the link down below, !CLX. You can end up grabbing something from CLX. They have an incredible customizer tool. You can save up to 3%. Just click on the link down below. If we can have that screen up, just 3% is better than no percent. Okay, we don't get a kickback. You just save 3% on a PC if you guys are looking for that, or a new laptop. And then make sure you guys are taking care of the sponsors that are taking care of us. So big shout out to CLX, not only for giving us a discount code for the community, but also for providing not only one giveaway, but another one that's coming down the line as well. So we're gonna have more stuff to show you guys soon. Also a big shout out to Gamer Advantage as well. Even though, Pronsi, I'm gonna say it right now, my beautiful pair of glasses, I lost them because in the past two events, I went to two events 2 weeks ago, two back-to-back events. I lost them, and right now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm hurting. I want my glasses. I'm kind of blind, so I'm like, if you see me squint, it's because I'm trying to look at the chat over here, or makes it so I'm squinting, man. It's hard, but they took care of me. I should have my new glasses in by next week. But if you guys want to grab your own as well, hey, use code Atmo again. No return back. Use code Atmo and check out for Gamer Advantage. If you're looking for new glasses, trust me, it's worth it. It'll save your life. All the eye stuff that you deal with is going to go away. I promise you. So anyways, back to some views, and we should be starting here shortly. So I had to sell. We got to pay the bills, right, Crossy? We got to pay the bills. You got to sell out, man.
Yeah, we can't get all of these fantastic graphics and whatnot for free. We have to do something. I got a question for you though, Christian, because we got to continue stalling while we get those last people here. So it's possible we get Pyro next year. It's possible we get Pyro next year, and we have a racetrack in System 7. Where would you put it? Where, like if you had one of those planets that we've seen,
so
which one would you?
So I've talked about this. Yeah, I've talked about this a while back. So there's a Pyro moon that looks like it has a big scar in it. I think it's Pyro 5.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. I think it's Pyro 5D or something like that. So, anyways, it has a big scar, and in that scar, it's a canyon, and it goes across almost the entire moon. So having a point A to point B endurance race across that canyon, going through that scar down that moon is going to be the perfect race for us, because even though it looks like a straight track, Croncy, it has rocks. It has so many things in between from point A to point B that I think will make a super interesting race. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Obviously, Pyro is going to be something where we add maybe 2-3 races out of there because we have to go to an entirely new system. But I think it's going to bring an entire whole new dynamic for people wanting to race more because we're in Pyro. And I know that our security is going to have fun because Pyro is a neutral sector, so it's a neutral system. So hey, it's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah, that would definitely be absolutely fantastic, and it's also nice just to have those big locations where it's just all right, sweet. We can just put checkpoint here, checkpoint there. We understand what we're doing. That's awesome. The one that I want to see, I think it's Pyro 4. Whichever planet has the like red grass. And it kind of looks like almost like the Scottish Highlands they were showing. I would love if we had like a Cyclone RC or an STV race sort of in those mountains. I think that'd be an absolutely fantastic place to have those, especially depending on how they end up doing the clouds in those areas. Because the way that they were talking about it at CitizenCon last year, it sounds like some of those clouds are below the tops of the mountains. It's very atmospheric in that way and very cool. So that's what I'm hoping for. That's where I'm going to be going first to see if I can find myself a racetrack.
Find yourself a racetrack, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be great. I think what we end up doing. We have some things coming out in the future where you might be able to sit with us and R&D some courses with us, but I'm not going to go into too much detail on that. We are trying to create an environment where if you are supporting us in a certain way. Oh, look at this refueling, by the way. This is awesome, man. We got a live refueling on stream. Oh, no. It's all good, though. We got a live refueling on stream, but if you support us in a certain way, you will be able to sit down with us and do a little bit of R&D. So when Pyro comes out and you're supporting us in one of the categories, which we'll announce in the future down the line, you'll be able to see, sit down with us when we go to Pyro and find out what tracks we like, and show you how we end up finding these tracks that we bring to the System 7. So, Croncy, I think I'm very excited, man, because there's just going to be so much more to look at and so much more to do. I know that caves are coming down the line, so having a race that makes you go through a cave as well. So there's just so much that we really want to implement this is only the tip of the iceberg for all of our events to get bigger, better, badder. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, and look, exactly what you were mentioning earlier is happening right now. We're approaching, late afternoon on Microtech, which tends to start to bring in some of this wind. So it's likely we're going to be starting with, a bit of an area hazard. So we're probably going to see people, even though we were talking about people absolutely flooring it at the beginning of the race, people are probably going to be taking it a little bit slower, making sure they're not slamming into any trees along the way.
No, I totally agree. I think this is usually, it doesn't last too long. It usually goes by pretty quick, but I know this is what some of the races were very concerned about. But again, we're almost ready to go, guys. Again, we're so sorry for some of the delays, but hey, we're here at Ammo Esports, man. We're going to get it done. We're going to get this race done. We got the finals next week here at the Lorville Loop. So we're just excited overall to kind of give you guys this race coming up shortly, because a lot of the races are ready to go. And we're just waiting for a couple more to be ready and in place.
Yeah, it's awesome to see the dedication from these guys as well. I mean, we see it every year that the races will pop out, rain or shine. That's the phrase? I don't know. So it's
Rain or
always good to see them.
shine.
It can be a bit rough, obviously the staff and everyone is here for quite a few hours as well, but as a racer, especially when you've got the nerves just before the beginning of the race, having to wait a little bit, it can be a bit nerve-wracking, so we do appreciate it.
Yep. Well, I believe we still have a few more minutes, so we are going to go on. I don't want to go on a break, but I think we are going to take that quick break. And if the races are ready, we're going to cut that break a little bit short. But I just want to say thank you, everybody, for staying vigilant with us, guys. This race is going to start very, very shortly. But in order for us to keep our voices and keep our timeline ready to go, we're going to take a quick break, guys, and we'll be right back here in a few minutes to start this race. Race number 6 here for the System 7 presented by Game Glass. So we'll be right back. I promise you. Give us about 3-4 minutes. We'll be right back, and hopefully we'll have the race ready for you guys. Don't go anywhere. Krusty, tell them, don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
Head tracking adds so much to immersion in supported first-person games. When you try it, you're going to see why it makes so much sense. It's been created to seamlessly let you look where you want to, and with Tobii Eye Tracker 5, everything just works. Tobii has been the go-to name for head and eye tracking, and over time, their product has evolved. Their newest implementation has the most simplified setup because they did all the work for you. Offering both head and eye tracking, Tobii is able to track precisely through glasses or contacts, and once calibrated, it will never lose its center. The head tracking solution that integrates at the bottom of a flat or curved monitor, look at what you want to target sooner, look at what you want to lock your missile to, look at where you want to bomb, look in the direction that your ship is traveling to get the edge, look around and get the advantage. Just look and let Tobii Eye Tracker 5 do the rest in StarCitizen and a host of other simulation titles. It's so natural that you forget it's there.
Mayday, this is Red Wind, FR 9183, requesting immediate support. I'm under fire from an unknown number of hostiles. Sending my location now.
HQ, strike team. Contract assigned.
HQ, strike team, roger. Proceeding to target. Red Wind, Foxtrot, Romeo, 90183, Walker strike team on site for assistance. HQ, Strike Team, contract fulfilled, ready for tasking.
Atmo Esports operates a little differently. Born from emergent community events like the Daymar Rally, the natural progression was to create esports events within an emergent environment and provide tournaments for esports teams in a unique way.
All right, here we go.
Every step you can count on me. Every step you can follow.
Whoa! Oh, baby, look at this race starting, guys!
Atmo volunteers create events within massive sandbox gaming environments, and we work with talented community gamers to supply supporting roles such as camera crew, shoutcasters, event organisers, and so much more. Our team is a group of passionate professionals from all over the world, all with gaming in their veins. We operate purely online, and everything we do is created collaboratively.
It's gonna change the way we play the game.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Your eyes are the gateway to your brain. It's time to start getting serious about protecting them. Reinforcements have arrived. Introducing Gamer Advantage, a gaming wellness company rooted in science. Patented, clinically proven, and trusted by thousands of people. Our glasses are designed to fit comfortably under a headset, look amazing, and offer protection indoors and out. Our lens will help you sleep better, which means feel better and perform better. There's no color distortion, and they are available in prescription. Internal protection starts with eye candy, an eye health, immune boost, and antioxidant formula. Fog Away, the #1 selling anti-fog spray for eyewear. Gamer Advantage. Gaming wellness reimagined.
All right, we are back here with the System 7 guys, and we're 2 minutes away from race starting here in System 7 race number 6, River Canyon Chaos, presented by Game Glass. So it's about ready to go. I believe it's going to be transitioning into a night race here pretty soon. So as you can already see that the Drake Dragonfly lights are ready to go. Now, if you guys want to keep up with the race, just remember we have all of our race stats above with our SCR leaderboard. So big shout outs to SCR and Diplomat for providing that. So make sure you guys stay on track with the times and how much laps and all that good stuff with the leaderboard right above us. Krasi, are you ready to go?
Yeah, very much so. As you can see, everyone, we've got some lights on. It's going to be an interesting race. We're going to have some great views in the canyon. It's going to be very exciting.
Yep, I mean, as much as I didn't want this to be a night race, I think we should still hopefully be able to see some good views of the racers and some good views of just the racers with their lights just racing through the canyon. So I'm very excited to kind of see that happening. And again, this is our overview here by our awesome camera team, Flanet there. So very excited to just see this all coming into play and finally being able to start the race going. So once again, for everybody at home that's watching, thank you guys so much for your patience. And thank you guys so much for hanging out in there and just taking in all the information we have provided for you today. So, again, I know that, Croncy, your predictions were probably seeing Splend Diplomat out there especially, Ludox as well. So let's see what happens today in this race. But I believe they should give us the word here in a couple more minutes to give a countdown, so that way the race can begin.
Yeah, definitely going to be an interesting one. Another reminder as well that there is a racer that we have not seen yet actually racing today. So we do have McFight 9 for Sire Alpha. It's going to be their first time racing in this series. So it's going to be interesting to see how they come up against some of our other racers. Perhaps they have had a bit more experience on this track over, Neojet. Yeah, going to be a very, very interesting one. It looks like we've got a 2-minute warning going up, so we're 2 minutes away, guys, from the start. It's probably going to be about a 30 to 50-minute race today for some of our slower races may go through. But let's hear some hype in the chat. Who do you think is going to pull this one out today? Myself and Christian have given our predictions, but you guys tend to know a bit more than us.
Yeah, we got Bunsen around, or somebody can do a poll. Who are you rooting for today to race? Let's see their names down in the chat. Who are you rooting for to win? Which team do you want to come out on top? Whether it's Infinite Empire, Amrox Fang, Delta Dietis, Capcom Alpha, Skyer Alpha, Nomis, Leviathan. Let us know who you think is going to be grabbing the victory. 25 points in this race number 6 here, River Canyon Chaos. Yeah, I'm excited, man. Polls only have 5 options. I mean, my bad. Yeah. Sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. We can hear the hype from chat. That'll work. That'll work for us. This is making me think that it would be really interesting if we could place lights, kind of like how we have for some of the new racetracks around by ourselves, to make these races a little bit more lit up. But it's all right. The Dragonfly lights are quite potent, so they are going to have a pretty decent look ahead of them as we head into this now night map.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited. So, like I said, man, hey, just drop whatever favorite racer you have in the chat, who you're rooting for, and Bunsen will calculate everything in his head to see which percentage for every team. Sorry, Bunsen, you better bring out that calculator, man. One vote here, one vote here. So, all right. So we're just waiting here for the countdown here fairly soon, but I'm excited, Croncy. I really bummed out to see a night race, but I don't think it matters, man. I just want to see some racing happen today.
Yeah, it's going to be very competitive. It's going to be very fun to watch regardless. And kind of like what happened in the Tundra Dash, where we saw the night map happen, the lights actually made it a bit more atmospheric. So once we get into the canyon, I think it's going to look quite cool. So I think it's on you, Christian. Let's get this going. Yep. Good luck, racers. Let's have a fun time.
All right, here we go. Guys, get some hype in the chat. Race number 6, River Canyon Chaos, is about to begin. All right, racers, on my go. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Get a little bit of a delay. Shaft flares are going to go out, and here we go. Race number 6 has begun. Croncy, take it away.
Yep, as we saw, as I was mentioning earlier on, we're going to see a bunch of racers stick a bit further to the back, see what everyone else is doing, gauge a little bit of the speed before they start crashing into everyone. And I do want to say I am very, very happy that it looks like everyone has left the start line. That is the one thing I was hoping for. It's exactly what's happened. And we can already see the massive spread of completely. We're seeing taking a little bit. So you can see in the bottom left, we've got someone taking it quite slow. People are just absolutely flooring it for a section. Once we get to the opening of the river mouth, that's when it's going to be really important. That's when we're going to see the overtakes. That's when we're going to see the strategies really evolve from some races. And if we are going to see explosions, that's where we're going to see explosions.
Yeah, I know. Look at it. Look how easier they're taking their lines right now, going through the trees, not going too quickly. But I want to make sure that we're able to see that first Dragonfly get into the canyon. Right now, everybody's going, very, very slow. Croncy taking that careful consideration that not only it's nighttime, but it's also, you're not going to be able to see these trees until you're right in front of them. So it's going to make the race a lot slower. You know, you said it was going to be 35 to 50 minutes, but they're going to have to take it a little bit easier. But for right now, as we can see that we have some of these racers, we got Ghost Corporation already showing up in that first place spot, Team Split in second, Skyer Alpha in third place already, while the other racers are still scrambling right now. Kranzi, I just can't wait to see him jump right into that canyon, and that's where the race is really going to begin for this race number 6.
Yeah, it looks like we already have a big battle right at the front. This little group here, which appears to be Mayo Makeo from Ghost Corporation and Splen from Team Splen. These guys are right on top of each other. It is possible there are some other dragonflies around that we can't quite see without their lights on, but I would assume they have got their lights. And we do have a DNF, unfortunately, from Splen, from Team Splen. It looks like Splen, unfortunately, has hit a tree, and that is going to be Splen, unfortunately, out of this one today. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, that is tough, man. Being at night, unfortunately, is not going to be as easy as everybody thinks. But hey, you need to, move around your strategy and adjust, pivot to what's going on. The terrain here is going to go around checkpoint number 1. I believe Ghost Corporation being in front. And once they get to that checkpoint number 1, here's where they're about to start jumping into that canyon and getting through, maneuvering through that entire river to where it's at right now. Here they go, entering the first canyon in lap number 1.
Ooh. Ooh, a little collision there as they tried to enter the canyon, but it looks like they have survived. The Dragonfly can do that occasionally. As we were mentioning earlier, it does tend to have a little bit more HP than some of the other Gravlevs. So if you have a soft hit, you can make it through. But we now have a couple of races in the canyon and an explosion in the canyon. Possibly that was Ghost Corporation, Mayor Makeo. We'll get a confirmation of that in a second. And there we go. It was, in fact, they were, unfortunately, it looks like as they came into the canyon, they were a little bit too far to the left side, going a little bit too fast and drifted into the walls. And that's what we've been talking about, right? You really need to bring the speed down quite a bit. But we do have, presumably this is Team Leviathan here, actually with a pretty decent speed in the canyon. Maybe they've got a little bit more of a sense of control of the Dragonfly here.
Yeah, I mean, Kranzi, I'm going to tell you right now, Team Leviathan in a good spot. Currently, Team Leviathan in 6th place with 30 points. If they can win this, they get 55 points going into race number 7, right? They'll go into race number 7 with a good 55 points if they can continue up this track. And I just love how you're able to see the maneuverability during a night and seeing how they're drifting through this canyon as quickly as they can. But man, Ghost Corporation, unfortunately, just being very unlucky there. You need to be able to slow it down, entering the canyon, because that's what happened, crashing right into the wall, and unfortunately that's going to be their race out. So far we have Splend hitting a tree, Saji-sama hitting the ground during this Drake Dragonfly Gravlev race, and now but so far we have the rest of the racers still making their way through lap number 1. So far, Kranzi, this race has been absolutely magnificent. I love seeing the canyon. I love seeing these lights, but I love seeing most of all the incredible maneuverability that I think Ghost Corporation is showing off right now.
Yeah, for sure. If we can have a look at the overview camera at the moment, just so we can get a little bit of a guess where everyone is. So there we go. So we can see we've got R. McNasty about halfway through the River Canyon at the moment. We have, looks like Ludox and Checked Leak right on top of each other, not too far behind. Endermaster and Quelsa also fighting a little bit there. We've got Big Flex TTV has not yet entered the River Canyon, but we've got Herbie, we've got Tint, we've got Tack the Menace, all of them right at the river mouth. And these are the races that we're going to be seeing taking it the slow route. So they're just going to hope that they don't have any incidents, and they're going to try see what they can do here. So already a fantastic race. It's looking like everyone seems to be just about in the river, and we're about to get lap 1 going into lap 2, not too far from now. It looks like, there we go. I spoke too soon. Tack the Menace with a DNF. Unfortunate. It looks like just as they've entered the river, they have unfortunately exploded.
Yeah, they just need to be able to take it slow and take it easy, all right? If you want to really make some points on the board, it's not about Need for Speed right now. Need for Speed needs to be the one to hold off. You need to be able to have full control. So elevate that vehicle as much as you can and just take the slow route, Kranzi, because right now, nighttime is really not helping any of these racers currently. So you need to be smart, again, make a strategy, pivot that strategy, and make sure that you're just completing the race. Remember, in order for you to land these points in race number 6, you need to be able to complete at least 90% of it. So far, so good. We still have 11 racers here, going strong, racing through the canyon. I'm loving to see it, Croncy.
Yeah, one important thing that we're going to be noticing as these guys are in the river is, yes, it is definitely to your advantage to slow it a bit down once you do get into the river, but it does start to open up a bit. It about doubles in width pretty much before you end up getting towards the lake section at the end. So there is a little bit of leeway there. You can start to accelerate after a little bit, which is, I think, what we've been seeing with Team Leviathan here, with Armignasty absolutely crushing through some of these areas. So, they should be quite close to the end of the river now, and it looks like we're going to have a leader here. There is the Carrick checkpoint. So we're going to be going over the lake and heading into lap 2.
Actually, once they get back to that plateau, that's when their lap number 2 is going to start, Croncy. So they still have to get a little bit further into it, but I love to see where the checkpoints are, directing the racers exactly where to go, especially during the nighttime. So, very good job of putting these Carrick star. Once he goes around this Carrick, that's when his lap number 2 is going to start. Team Leviathan, man, doing a great job at staying strong and just continuing to be competitive. I would love to see Team Leviathan bring this home for their team today and hopefully get one of those top spot going into race number 7 next week here in the finale for System 7, Croncy.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like we can see that explosion that happened just earlier. So we'll get a quick look at that replay, see exactly what happened. So here we go. I believe this is Tack the Menace coming into the river.
No, that was Ghost Corporation right there.
Just at the start. Yeah.
Man, so right now, Mayo is going too fast. And when you go too fast and you try to take that right turn, Croncy, you end up drifting. And when you drift like that, that's it. You can't control hitting into that wall. That's GG's.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've also had another couple of DNFs come through. You would have just seen. So unfortunately, Team Far Out with Diplomat and Team Infinite Empire with Aaron the God are now out of the running. Unfortunately, we did see a fantastic performance last race from Aaron, but unable to get it through this time. It's a bit interesting. We're seeing, the fastest racer on the board right now, Leviathan and now Blackhawks. They are actually taking quite a lot of risks. They are going quite fast, and they've been able to avoid some of these areas. So it seems like a lot of the DNFs are sort of coming from around the middle of the pack. Maybe we're losing some sort of control as we're going through some of the turns, or maybe it just is, they're going a little bit too fast as we enter the river.
I'm going to be definitely honest with you here, Croncy. I mean, when you're practicing these courses, right, it doesn't matter. You need to practice these during the day, during the night, any terrain, because if even for next year, as we have these races at night, it doesn't matter, right? They need to be able to, go through these tracks at any moment. Look at that explosion on that right side. I think that was Ludox from Blackhawks, if I'm not mistaken, Croncy.
Possibly. We'll get confirmation of that in a moment. Also, it does seem like Diplomat has not DNF'd. Just a small issue there. So Diplomat is in lap number 2. So Team Far Out are still in the running. Let's hopefully see what happened, what that explosion was. It could have really been pretty much anyone on their second lap here.
Yep, and I just want to mention one thing, as you mentioned earlier, Herbie right now still in 10th place, still going slow as he possibly can, and Art Magnassi from Team Leviathan exploding in lap number 2. Unfortunately, the leader of the pack, which now leaves it to Team Blackhawks in front with Ludox, where we have our camera team chasing right now. So a massive lead, so he cannot mess this up just like he did in the Babbage Bash. He needs to be able to keep his momentum and able to hopefully come out with the win and not explode at the last minute. But man, right now, man, that's so tough having our McNasty just explode. It seems like he went, oh, there he goes on the right side. I feel like he was at a tree maybe. or a rock. I'm not too sure, Croncy, but that's tough, man. That's tough.
Yeah, appeared to be a rock at sort of a little bit of a valley, so possibly one of those things that may actually just be hard to avoid after you've come over a hill. So very unfortunate there, but already a fantastic job from Team Leviathan, and we're seeing. I was just mentioning some of our faster races, they've been able to avoid some stuff, but there we go. Just like a drop of a hat, Leviathan out of the game. So we've still got quite a few people on the board. Some of our slower races that we were mentioning earlier, the guys that were going to be taking it a little bit more careful as they head into the rivers, Team Punch Buggy, Team Frontier Consolidated, as we saw as well, they're all started making it into their second lap. So once they have been getting into the rivers, they've been able to, feel a bit more solid. I think it's a lot more of an easy race going slow in the rivers than it is necessarily going fast on the straightaways, because there's less chances if you are going slow in the river for you to just absolutely slide out and ram into a wall. So yeah, we'll see what happens now though.
Yep,
We're going to be getting close. Looks like Sarah Alpha still not on their lap number 2.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say this right now, man. Even though that straightaway is a straightaway, Croncy, there is so many dangers in that straightaway. I think there's more dangers in that straightaway than it is in the canyon itself. And there goes Quellstar from Team Nomies out of the race, man, along with our McNasty. So that's going to leave around, a little bit over half of the teams left. There's about, I believe, nine teams currently, if I'm not mistaken, or 8. So that's about half of the pack. But man, it's becoming so tough. I wish we would have started the race during the day, because we would have probably seen probably a lot better momentum going into the race and probably keeping everybody intact. But the nighttime, man, the nighttime is being such a big challenge that I think right now, after seeing the first lap of this race, Croncy, the straightaway is the dangerous part.
Yeah, definitely. One thing that's a little bit interesting, so both Team Nomies and Team Leviathan were actually 30 points on the leaderboard before today's race. So they are actually tied, and this is once again going to tie them. So we're going to see a little bit of a fight from them next week to see who can get ahead, which is going to be a really interesting fight. So make sure that we're paying attention to that one. If we can go to the overhead camera again, just to get sort of a sense of where everyone's positioned at the moment, you can see that we've got Ludox, Checkleak, and Endermaster not too far behind each other in the rivers. We've got Diplomat heading into the river again, and Tint and Herbie still about halfway on the straightaway, probably taking it a little bit slow even on these areas, as about half the explosions we've seen, or half of the issues we've seen, have been on the straightaway.
Yeah, looking at the screen right now, everybody's doing well. Is that we can see Endermaster and Checkleak right behind Ludox and Delta Dias, by the way. Another team that did a great job. Space Tech taking race number 4, Cloud Chasers, doing a great job, putting his team on the map all the way to 4th place. So right now, if Delta Dias can take a top spot, they can and able to pass Amarok's Fang and able to get be in that third place spot where they can take a podium seat, because this is their first time in the System 7, Croncy. So Delta Dias is doing a great job at being resilient. Cheekleak staying composed as much as he can. Maybe you cannot catch up to Ludox, but I mean, you still want to put, a good amount of points on the board to catch up to Amarok's Fan, because you're only 10 points away. So if they can keep up with this in the 5 laps, Croncy, that's going to play a really good favor for Team Delta Dias.
Yep. So we're going to see a replay here, but just as a quick one, it looks like Diplomat has, in fact, now DNF'd. So very unfortunate there. We'll try to find out what happened. So this is Endermaster overtaking Checkleak that we just saw over on the overhead camera. An absolutely amazing move there. And as I was mentioning, it's going to be happening in the rivers. That's where we're going to be seeing these overtakes happen, because it's the only real opportunity you have to risk that extra speed. So really awesome to see there. Some great work.
I really want to see the scores come back next year if we do have better optimization, Croncy. There's no way we cannot go away from this course and not bring it back to see how exciting this is, and hopefully during the day, so we can see these folks, race to the ultimate limit that they're able to do. Because, man, seeing that overtake right there was absolutely beautiful by Endermaster, overtaking Cheekleak, and right now Capcom Alpha in that 2nd place spot. Capcom Alpha is still in 8th place, but if they can come out on top somehow, they can put themselves on the podium if they win the next 2 races, Croncy. So, I mean, hey, maybe it's going to be hard, but if you practice enough, if you have the motivation, persevere, get that top 3 spots that they want, because they had that top 3 spot last year. So very excited. Great job to Team Capcom Alpha, Kronzi.
Yeah, very well done. Another unfortunate DNF from McFight. So that is Sire Alpha out of the race today. McFight was the racer that I was curious to watch, as we haven't seen them on the field yet. So hopefully we get to see them again soon, because I'd really love to see what they can do against some of these other racers. But fantastic job nonetheless, as we go into 9 racers left, going towards the start of lap 3. It shouldn't be too much longer now when we see Ludox get around that. As I was saying it, there we go. Ludox has begun lap number 3.
So right now, I mean, 3 laps, 16 minutes in, you see Ludox given a great pace of almost a little bit of 5 minutes and 30 seconds per lap, Kronzi. Okay, so he is really doing really well going through the canyon, which I think, again, is the easiest spot of the race, because that straight with all those trees and rocks is going to be the dangerous part of the race so far for today. But, I mean, Herbie out of the race, Team Punch Buggy. Oh, man, that is going to be tough. That is going to put him way behind for a lot of these people to catch up. And this is what we talked about, Kronzi. Herbie out of the first race ever in System 7. Wow.
Yeah, this is absolutely huge. This is exactly what we were talking about earlier, where even though Herbie and Team Punch Buggy have locked themselves into a podium position, they have not locked up first place yet. And one of the teams that can knock them out is Blackhawks, who are currently leading the pack. So Blackhawk have got to be very, very happy about that, very excited about what could possibly happen there, and put them into contention of that first place. So that is a huge development.
Hey, there's still a few more laps to go, Kronzi. Remember that Blackhawks need to get to that 4th lap, all right? In order, or I think this is going to be the last lap where he's past the first checkpoint in order to land that. But, man, Ludox, again, he did this during the Babbage Bash. This guy, his grab left skills he's been training, all right? This team from Italy is really coming and shining the light on these races, man. And I'm hoping that he stays resilient, gets all the way to the end, and we see a finish here. I mean, we already knew going into this race, if these racers didn't take it easy, Kronzi, that we're going to end up DNFing because of just how, I'm telling you, man, just how brittle some of these grab lift vehicles are. But, man, it's tough to see a lot of these guys go out. But, I mean, can Blackhawks keep up with it? That's the question.
Not only that, but can they deal with, Capcom Alpha are making their way forwards. They're trying to get past Ludox. We saw that overtake that Endermaster had against Czech League, and now look at the distance between Endermaster and Czech League. It is huge. Endermaster is right on Ludox's tail. And if Blackhawks want to be going for this first place position at the end of the series, they need pretty much to win this race. So if we see some more fighting, some more risky plays from Capcom Alpha, that could be absolutely huge, as these guys are actually also in contention for podium. They're trying to get themselves up there. So I think we're going to see some risks being played here. I really hope we get to see an overtake happen somewhat soon as we head around the track.
Yep, as you can see, Vatch is chasing Tint. We got Ludox still. We got Endermaster. We got Cheek League still hanging out to 3rd place. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, Kronzi. If I was Cheek League, I want that first place, man. I want to go as quickly as I can, but he's also being very careful, man, as much as he can. So we also got Amarok's Fang going as slow as possible, holding it out, and I think Amarok's Fang has, a very good chance of, getting a good spot here in this race. They're going slow for a reason, right, Kronzi? They're in 3rd place. They're holding out the 3rd place, and I feel like if they could finish this race today, they'll be, strongly be able to stay in that spot going into race number 7 here, which is, again, June 17 next week, guys. If you guys are not here for the Lorville Loop, you're going to be missing out one of the best races of the entire System 7 history with the new look of Lorville. So make sure you guys are here for that, all right? And currently in placement, as you guys can see on the leaderboard, Team Blackhawks in 1st, Capcom Alpha in 2nd, Delta Dietis in 3rd, Frontier Consolidated Racing, which we haven't really talked about, who are currently at 13th place, still want to be able to come here and compete right now in 4th place, followed along with Amrock Spang in 5th place, Croncy.
Yeah, Frontier Consolidated have been doing a really good job just over the course of this past year in a bunch of different racing championships. And they're definitely showing what they can do today. Trying to get themselves into that top 8 spot before the end of the series, which I think is very important. It definitely shows exactly what you can do over the course of the next couple of races. A beautiful shot here as we have another racer heading into the river. Looks like it is Ludox, who once again is currently in our 1st place position. And at this rate, with the amount of DNFs that we have, I'm probably taking it even a little bit slower. I'm not leaving anything up to chance, not leaving anything up to desync or anything like that. And so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, looking good so far. Ludox, man, I just love to see him race. I love to see his dedication. Croncy, this guy would DM me videos to make sure that everything is legal, to everything is right. This guy has been putting in the work, and I cannot wait to see what he can do if he can stay resilient here and stay on top of the whole race, man. I want to see Herbie sweat. I'm not going to lie to you, Croncy. As much as we've seen Herbie be dominant throughout the entire race, I want to see him sweat. Because if race 7 can be where Ludox takes that 1st place spot and Team Herbie takes that 2nd place spot. So, I mean, if Ludox can pull this out today, it's going to be incredible, and it's going to make him nervous because he's going to be right behind. And I'm telling you, this is going to set precedents for next year as well, Croncy, because even though the top 3 teams for this year already automatically qualify for next year, you already know that they're going to bring it even more as the time goes by. But, hey, I think for the entire year, Endermaster overtaking Ludox here, going through very quickly. Endermaster claiming 1st place, Croncy. I didn't even see that coming.
Yeah, it was absolutely huge. I mean, we were watching the amount of distance that Endermaster was able to shave about halfway through last lap after overtaking Check Leak, and now putting themselves in a solid 1st position already, even after that overtake that we just witnessed. They've already made some distance. So absolutely crazy plays from Endermaster here, shaking it up a little bit. And now we've got Capcom Alpha in 1st place. Going back to what you were saying about, Herbie has to be sweating a bit more about next week's race. The other team that can overtake Herbie in 1st place position is Amarok's Fang, and they are still live in this race right now. So it's a bit spooky from Team Punch Buggy for sure. And Endermaster and Team Capcom Alpha have to be very excited, as it looks like they're getting themselves in position to a possible podium.
Croncy, I'm telling you right now, if Team Capcom Alpha comes on top of this race right now, that gives them 25 points. It shoots them all the way up to about 44 points. That's going to put them somewhere above, 5th place. Man, this is so scary because, wow, this is absolutely just scary overall. I mean, Capcom Alpha, do we have a replay of that? If we have a replay of that overtake, let's watch it one more time. But man, and I didn't see Endermaster when I saw my screen. I'm like, wait, is he really gonna pass him right now? But let's take a relook at that. But Endermaster, dude, maneuvering so well, and look at that. He's just gonna be, okay, you're going 2 out. I'm gonna go in, pass through. Yeah. It's my lead now. Stay in the back. Wow. Love to see it.
Yeah, some fantastic maneuvering there. The seeing that opening between with Blackhawks as they came around that turn and just absolutely exploiting it, just flooring it through that section. Absolutely fantastic performance. So, yeah, very, very well done, Endermaster. Definitely shown how much skill you have in this track, especially with this vehicle.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, man. Yes, we've lost a lot of lives today, but I am loving this course, Croncy. It is definitely living up to the hype, and like I keep saying, if we need to bring this back next year. There's no way we don't bring this back next year. And here's another lead change here. Ludox trying to take over again. Endermaster taking that inside while Ludox took the outside. And I believe that was a change? Wow, they're very close to each other, man. That's scary. They really want it, Croncy. Yeah. They really
I believe
want
it. Was, but as they've come out of the lake, it looks like Endermaster has taken the lead again, but these guys are right on top of each other. Ludox definitely feeling the heat right now. We're probably going to see a lot of position changes over the course of this straightaway, as both of these guys can't really afford to not come first if they want to get what their goals are at the moment. So this is going to be very interesting. They have just started lap number 4. They've taken a lot more of a distance from each other, so it's going to be a little bit harder to gauge just where they are position-wise. But we'll see what happens once we get back into the river, which will probably happen in about 3 minutes or so.
Yeah, they need to be able to be careful here because when you get too close to another team, you start to become you start to be able to get those nerves and start to make mistakes. So they need to stay as composed as possible right now. But Team Capcom Alpha just continues to open up and just leave that gap as much as they can. But man, this is going to be very, very close towards the end. And both of these teams really just want it right now. This, I'm going to say it right now, Croncy, Team Capcom Alpha is fighting for their tournament life, for their season life here in the System 7. And they want to finish first place. So that way in the final race of the System 7, they have a chance to hit that podium spot once again.
And it looks like we have our first lapping of the race. Endermaster has gotten past Big Flex, which is from Team Amarok's Fang. So they are very solidly in last place position at the moment, but they are taking it slow. They want to get their position. They want to make sure that they can get a couple of points on the board. They are in 5th place at the moment. They're able to finish in 5th place. That's still a very solid finish, especially for a team that's currently at 47 points, right? So really any sort of finish here would be absolutely fantastic for them. But we still have this huge fight between Ludox and Endermaster going on this entire lap. I think Endermaster scared him. Endermaster definitely scared Ludox. They're playing a little bit more risky in this lap now.
Yeah, I told you, man, it's those nerves. Once you see somebody really wanting to compete with you, they really just, the nerves happen. You need to be able to just calm down and stay resilient as much as you can. But, you mentioned Big Flex, right? Big Flex is doing it great because even though Big Flex right now, Team Amarok's Fang's in 3rd place, right? And Delta Dietus comes up, they may be tied. So we're going to have this position in the last race, Croncy, where there's going to be so many scenarios where anybody can take that, can take that 2nd place, where anybody can take that 3rd place right now. So definitely is going to be very, very tough to see overall. But hey, let's go take a look at our overview camera one more time to see how far exactly Ludox overtook Endermaster once again, I believe, because they were, they're pretty spread apart from each other. But for right now, Blackhawks taking the lead back here, Croncy. This is a lot of lead changes. I love it.
It is, yeah. Also noticing Endermaster taking some very, very wide lines here. Noticed it just earlier, getting quite close to the river. Now, that's okay as long as they do go around the next checkpoint appropriately.
Correct.
But, that distance between Ludox and Endermaster has widened a little bit. But pretty much all of the major overtakes that we've seen from Endermaster have been in the river. So if Endermaster wants to get that 1st place position once again, that's where we're going to see it happen as these guys come around the next checkpoint, which you will notice on the map is Jeremy L. So once they come around that, it's not too long until they get back in the river. Seeing elsewhere on the track, we can also see Tint about halfway through lap number 3 for Frontier Consolidated Racing, and Big Flex still not quite hitting the river yet. They're actually quite a bit further back. But Checked Leak also still a fantastic performance from them in their lap 4. Looks like they may also end up lapping Big Flex. And it looks like Ludox and Endermaster are about to enter the river.
Yep. I mean, you're totally right. So right now, all the placements I believe are going to stay the same, but I mean, we still are going to see Ludox and Endermaster fight for that 1st place spot over and over because, as you can see, Ludox is taking it easy during the river because he doesn't want to make a mistake. He doesn't want to make that same mistake that he had in Babbage Bash, where towards the end he exploded. But Endermaster doesn't care. His perfection is going through that canyon at high speeds, making sure he can catch up back to Ludox, closing in that time. All right, so Endermaster right flowing in there. No!
Ooh.
Hitting the bottom of the river, exploding there. I think that was Endermaster.
It looks like it is, because that is Officer Rondog's camera, and that's, I believe, who was following. So that is going to be most likely Endermaster with a DNF. Very, very unfortunate. Probably the riskiest racer today, but showing exactly what they can do and how well they can perform. Looks like they're out of it.
Wow, man. That is tough right there. Capcom Alpha, I believe, is a lot of racers have talked about how you get into the river. You need to make sure that you land close to the sides of the river. And right there, I believe he just hits the floor, slow-mo, explodes, landing a bit too rough there. It's always been a gamble here, man. As much as we love to say that I would want to see all these competitors compete to the fullest, just remember, ladies and gentlemen that are watching, you are watching a game that is currently still in alpha, and I want to make that very clear. Even though in alpha, that doesn't mean that we're going to stop, running races. Just because in alpha doesn't mean we're going to give up on the races, all right? We're going to continue to develop this competitive community all the way from the beginning when Star Citizen first started in 3.0 all the way until it's fully optimized once again. So, shout out to the racers again for being resilient, but this is going to give Blackhawks that chance to hopefully catch up to Herbie if he can keep up this pace once again. Man, that's tough, man, Francie, because I feel so bad. I know Endermaster, he's been, dude, just team Capcom Alpha and just overall that competitiveness, man. I know it's there. I know how much they want it. I know they understand the state of the game, but that's just tough overall, and a hard pill to swallow, exploding like that.
It is a bit rough, yeah. One thing you'll notice when we are in this river section is that it tends to be the center of the river is the most safe. Not just because you're away from the walls, but the rocks that sort of protrude along the shoreline can come out a little bit more than you might realize. And so I think what we did see there, and there may have been some desync or something else, but at least from a viewer perspective, it did seem that Endermaster was a bit too close on the left side of the river and collided with one of the rocks that's jutting out on the shoreline. So regardless, an absolutely fantastic job from Endermaster. We have Delta, Frontier, and Amarok's Fang have to be very, very excited though, and Ludox is able to breathe a little bit now with Checked Leak a fair bit further behind them than for the majority of this lap. So we're going to be approaching lap number 5 very, very soon. Get over the lake, get over the Carrick, and we're almost done. It's getting very close to the end.
I mean, this is going to be Blackhawks, I believe, last lap, if I'm not mistaken, Croncy.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up right now. So, man, I'm still so bummed out for Team Capcom Alpha because I know how bad they wanted to end their master, man. Seeing him overtake a lot of teams, Chick League to overtook Ludox, and he's been, I'm not going to lie. I feel like if we had optimization, I feel Team Capcom Alpha would be, another dominant team out there because Endermaster, man, he was going through that canyon was his specialty. It's just so tough to see. But Ludox, here in his last lap, he needs to be able to stay composed and finish strong in the first place that he would have had back into the Babbage Bash. So, Croncy, we're almost there.
Yeah, not much longer now. If we could go back to an overview camera, I'm interested to see just how far Check Leak is from finishing their lap. And it looks like, it's a bit hard to tell, unfortunately. It looks like Check Leak actually about halfway through the river, near Big Flex. Yeah, it does look like that. So Check Leak has actually fallen back a little bit, but not too much. They're actually going to be lapping Amarok's Fang probably any moment now. Possibly not within the river because we've seen Check Leak has been a bit more safe in that regard. But yeah, approaching halfway mark. Ludox also, once again, taking a lot wider line through the straightaway that we noticed Endermaster was doing in the previous lap. There may be something to that. It may be a little bit more flat. There may be a little less trees. Those are the sort of things that you're looking out for when you're practicing, when you're setting up your lines. So we're seeing some pretty good performances on the board here. Shouldn't be much longer. Ludox just needs to get towards the first checkpoint, and it looks like Ludox actually may be heading in the wrong direction now. I'm not 100% sure there. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure there.
I mean, he should be able to not go in the wrong direction because we have the checkpoints for a reason. But something else I want to say also is that we have Team Frontier Consolidated Racing. I love that they're still in it. I love that they're still taking their time to go as quickly through the course as they can, put some points on the board, and be like, hey, even though, we didn't get a top 3 spot, at least we didn't finish towards the end of the pack. So, Team Frontier Consolidated Racing, Tint doing a great job, staying composed, staying resilient, and going through the course safe and sound. So definitely a big gamble so far, but I love that these teams are doing well. It seems like there's a little bit of desync, but there's a lot of different things happening right now. It's like a ghost in a canyon right now, a dragonfly ghost.
Yeah, that very, very interesting strategy we've got from some of our dragonflies deciding to completely just go through dimensions in order to finish this lap, which is quite interesting. It's a strategy I wasn't expecting, but it's all right. Just some of our cameras this will happen with, as I'm sure a lot of you have experienced. The occasional desync can result in this, but Blackhawks. Looks like as we left the camera, it looks like they did end up getting themselves back on track for where they actually need to go. Once they pass the first checkpoint, that will be them confirmed at least for a position for this track, because that'll be 90% of the track. So they're going to lock up at least 4th place, not too soon. And after that, it's all the way to the end. If they can lock in that first place position, they are going to catapult themselves to let me look here, sorry, they're going to be catapulting themselves from 56 points to 81. Is that how math works? 56 plus 25? Yes.
Are you talking about 56? Yep, it's going to be around 81 points.
So if they can get that first place position, that'll put them all the way to 81 points, which definitely puts the fire on Herbie, as well as puts a little bit of fire on Amarok's Fang to try to continue solidifying their 3rd place position for next week.
Yeah, all these teams are doing really, really well. Amarok's Fang taking his time. Ludox, again, staying composed. He should finish around the 45-minute mark. Team Delta Dietus, we got Czech League, doing great as well. Frontier Consolidated Racing and Amarok's Fang, man. Again, I'm so bummed out about Capcom Alpha. I keep saying it is because I care so much about these racers, but man, excited to see some of these guys finish and finish strong, Proncy.
Yeah, very much so. It does tend to sort of go this way with these Gravlevs. They're a very interesting vehicle. We have these strategies that we can use to go a little bit slower in these river sections, absolutely floor it on some of these long sections. But sometimes it does just come down to do the servers like me today? I've definitely had my fair share of that before. So for everyone who's participated in the race today, thank you so much for participating. It looks like we do have another DNF, this time from Tint from Frontier Consolidated Racing. So those guys are not going to unfortunately be able to get any points this lap, which is very good news once again for Amarok's Fang, who are still on their lap 3. I think this may be them coming around for their lap 4.
Yep, that is Amarok's Fang right there. And man, it's so tough to watch, man, to see how far these guys are. This has been a tough race for everybody. And I'm just, man, I'm so bummed out, man, to see the competition where, we had those lead changes throughout 4 laps, and to see somebody go out of that 4th lap, man, it's just a tough watch overall, Croncy. But let's see, Team Blackhawks, where Ludox, all the way from Italy, coming in and finishing up that lap and getting those 25 points that he has earned, that he has really earned throughout this entire race. He's going to be definitely very hyped to get into that race number 7 next week, Proncy. So I'm going to say this guy's going to come, all right? This guy's going to come with a passion and a fire to take over that first place spot away from Herbie. So if Team Ludox can put this 25 points in the map, Croncy, that is definitely going to solidify him for an incredible race next week. And I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, definitely. And I do believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that was Ludox getting around that checkpoint. So that is Ludox confirmed. Oh! Was that Ludox?
Jesus. It's all your fault, Croncy.
No.
You had to say something. The second he landed, guy go, but, hey, even though that was Ludox, he still get points. He still gets points there, Croncy. He still gets points. He reached 90%.
he does still get points, but he really needs that first place position in order to compete with, or make it a little bit easier to compete with Herbie. So that's absolutely brutal. So we'll have to see what happens with Delta Dietis and Amarok saying. So yeah, just the second that he lands, it looks like the server probably thinks that he's inside the river and just says, "Your Dragonfly, no deal." Off it goes.
Yep. It's tough because that's the same thing that happened to End the Master. Yeah, that's tough, man. That's the same thing that happened to End the Master, probably the same thing that happened to some of the racers so far. And, that's just going to be unfortunate. And it sucks because this wasn't happening, a few weeks ago, in 319. That wasn't happening then. And now, this is happening. So it's just so rough to see, man. But again, guys, we need to continue making these races happen regardless of the state of the game because, we just want to make sure to continue things going on. I'm not going to say that, this is what makes the competitive races so fun. I think there's a better competition with ground vehicles than it is Gravlev, but overall, I'm going to say kudos to all the racers for coming in and trying their best as much as they can, man. But hey, now let's see what happens here, Croncy, because if Delta Dietis can get a little bit further than Team Blackhawks, then that's going to give him that first place spot. But again, the same fate. It's not even, Ludax's fault. In Babbage Bash, he hit a rock during that last leg, and he was right there at the finish line. This time, it was just the unluckiness of having that desync. So let's see if Delta Dietis is going to have that same fate or get lucky enough to pass Ludax in the position that he left off.
Yeah, definitely. And Czech League with Delta Dietis Racing currently on 37 points on the leaderboard. If they're able to pick up that first place position here, that's going to shoot them up all the way to 62 points, which is going to be really, really good spot to be in if you want to try to get yourself a podium place next week. I mean, even now, if they're able to pick up that second or third place, that's still going to put them in a nice spot to grab podium. And same thing with Amarok's Fang. So the last two races that we have on our board are actually really high up in the leaderboard. These guys can definitely benefit the most podium-wise for getting these places. Now, Amarok's Fang, they've been taking it very, very slow the entire race. They've been taking it even slower than we've seen Herbie take it. They've been taking it even more careful, resulting in some very, very slow results. But it is obviously working out for them. If they can just manage to avoid any potential bugs, any potential desync, then they should be able to lock themselves up a decent spot here.
No, I totally agree with you there, Croncy. Let's take a look at the overview camera to see how far both of these racers are away from each other. You obviously see Delta Dietis, who is going to be... Okay, so Delta Dietis is still going through the straight line, about to possibly even lap Big Flex once again. So, Ludax was already at the river, so we're not going to see, Chickley get to the river anytime soon, but let's see what happens to him going into the river. So we're going to make sure to keep an eye out on Chickley as he gets to the canyon, while Big Flex continue to go on his second to last lap. But again, I want to give a big shout out to all the staff. All right, everybody, even though we had a 30K, staying resilient, we had everybody, come in and still race. And I really appreciate, once again, all the racers. You guys are all incredible. We really appreciate it, man. I even though we had some issues with Gravlev this season, I think the season overall has been incredible to watch, Croncy. And I can't wait to do this again next year and hopefully to do the qualifiers and one of the BTR courses that they're putting in the game, whether it's on Microtech or whether it's back in Orison, because both tracks look absolutely incredible.
Yeah, they've been really, really awesome. And we've definitely, at least today, we've had some pretty fantastic moments. We saw some fantastic work from Endermaster with the overtakes earlier on in the second lap, overtaking Czech League, and then not too long after overtaking Ludox and having a big fight there between two of some of our absolute best competitors on the field. So there's been some awesome things to see. Now it's sort of just winding down. We're just trying to make sure that no issues happen, basically. Everyone, even Czech League's probably going to be taking it a little bit slower just to guarantee that they can get past Ludox, but there's not really a guarantee. Once we fall into the river section, pretty much anything can happen. So just got to kind of, trust in your Dragonfly, trust in your team. hope that luck is smiling on you today and see what you can do.
Hey, I mean, you got Team Delta Ditus going at Thomas the Train speeds, and here goes Big Flex dropping down. Is he? What? You scared? You scared? Just go, Come on, just go down. You good? It looks like he's just scared to go down or something, but Oh, okay. It looks like there's a wall. Oh no, he's gonna bump in. Is he gonna go out there? No, he's good. He's taking it easy, and there he goes. He just needs to make sure that he gets back on here for that lap number 5. So, I mean, hey, Big Flex going that slow is turning out to be, profitable for you and your team on the leaderboard. So, so far so good, man. That's scary, dude. He was like, let me angle this right so I can make sure I don't explode. He was really taking like the ultimate precaution overall across for his team.
Yeah, very much so. Now, as a reminder, Big Flex was a lap behind Ludox, so they are still currently in 3rd place position. They have to go around the whole thing again and get past to where we saw Ludox die before they can, overtake that. But we are going to see pretty soon Checked Leak come around in towards the river. It looks like they have been taking this straightaway very, very slowly compared to the last couple of laps. So we'll see what happens there. We're probably going to be waiting a couple more minutes based on this speed before we can see if Checked Leak is able to overtake that section.
Yep, I mean, if he's able to overtake that section, then that's going to put him in that 1st place spot. Even though the leaderboard says it, he still needs to be able to pass where actually Ludox was in that position. And what's going to happen there if Mrox Fan can't get to that, that 5th lap? Because right now, Cheek Leak needs to be able to pass that 1st checkpoint in order to get to that 90% spot overall.
Yeah, it looks like we're unfortunately not going to have many points added to the leaderboard today, but the points that are getting added are going to change the state of the top 8 quite a bit. It's very, very close how some of these top 8ers are between the 2nd and about the 5th position. So, yeah, not too much longer now before Cheek Leak gets around and we can find out exactly what happens there. And here we go. We've got a great shot of Big Flex taking it almost as slow as possible through the river. Does not want to make any mistakes. Does not want to risk anything here. You can lock in 3rd place as long as you don't explode.
Man, Krause, I'm going to say something right now. Just remember, guys, that a lot of these courses will be on SCR.GG. So if you want to go after the world record on the leaderboard on SCR.GG, make sure you guys go ahead over to SCR and make sure you guys compete. Record your times, record your laps, and if you have the fastest time, it goes up on the world leaderboard for Star Citizen Racing overall, whether it's ground racing or ship racing. All right, make sure you go check it out, man. Make sure you go help support the community. Make sure you go help out Diplomat and check out some of our not only past courses here that we've done at the System 7 and at Mo Esports, but also future courses that are coming up in the future. So it's going to be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. I think today is a really good example of why I'm really hoping we can get some of these tracks into Arena Commander and solve some of these issues as well as get some better practice on some of these ground tracks. And I know that a lot of the races share that sort of sentiment. So hopefully, CIG, we can see some of these soon because some of these tracks this season have been absolutely amazing. And I want to get on the leaderboards of Arena Commander. I want to be my favorite track of all time. The qualifier
is in,
track. Or the Snake Pit. Yeah.
I think the Snake Pit is in for ship racing, but I don't think you can do ground racing. Yeah. But I think if you can do some testing modes and maybe free flight in the Snake Pit, maybe you will be able to kind of use a ground vehicle. But the Snake Pit is in. Now, they just need to allow us to have ground vehicles, but also that is still tough because you're still not able to, to have a custom lobby. So if we go in there and try to do racing, it's still going to have other people coming in and trying that out anyways. But overall, Snake Pit so far is in. So that's one race that we can probably try.
Yeah, exactly. And I know that DJ Bunton's been doing some fantastic work with his team on Arena Commander. And I know that, ground racing is on his radar. So it'll be very, very interesting. So I think that is this Checked Leak? It looks like it might be. So Checked Leak has come around and is now technically guaranteed points, but will they get past Ludox?
Yep, nice and
It
safe.
looks
There he
like they
goes.
have.
So that puts
there we
Delta
go.
Dietis, man, in that first place spot. Finally, Kranzi. Now, can he keep it all the way to the finish line?
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see. So that is guaranteed second or first place for Czech League there. And they were once again at 37 points. So this is going to be really, really great for them going into trying to get on the podium before the end of next race. They unfortunately will not be able to go for a first place position, but they are definitely within shooting of second place. And if we see Amarok's fan, if we see them get past that Ludox position as well, it looks like Blackhawks also may not have that shot at first place. So, a confirmed Herbie for first place today, but it's going to require a little bit of sharp maths. I haven't done the maths. I've just sort of had a quick glance at the points. But all in all, this actually could be great news for Team Punch Buggy.
I mean, Blackhawks with 12, I believe. No, it is 12 points for third place. That still is going to put him pretty high up there. So if he lands a first place spot with 12 points, he can still be able to surpass, Herbie if he doesn't land any position in race number 7. If he stays stuck at that 91 points. So there's still hope. There's still chance. There's still a lot of play in this races. But right now, I can tell you right now that Mr. Czech League from Team Delta Dietis Racing is smiling ear to ear down this canyon, finishing this race, knowing he's about to put some massive points on the board. But Team Amarok's Fang is right behind him. So if they get the 18 points, then they're going to be about 3 points apart from each other, Kranzi. That's going to be wild.
Yeah, it's going to be like it's definitely making next week a lot more of an entertaining race. I think hopefully we can get some good racing next week with all of the vehicle changes. But yeah, it's looking like we're probably going to see Czech League finish anytime now. They're about halfway through the river. The majority of the explosions we've been seeing today have been towards the front of the river or back on the straightaway. Only one collision, I believe, happened about halfway through through that section, and Czech League is not taking any chances, not going anywhere near the walls.
Yep, I mean, it's tough, man. But Czech League is right there. He's a little bit over. I'm gonna say 60-70% done to landing that last spot. Amarok's Fang coming up for that last lap. They just need to be. I mean, all they need to do is pass Blackhawks, and then we should be good to go. All Amarok's Fang needs to do is pass, Ludox in the position where he left off, and not make a mistake from here. And they will get that second place spot, completing. But they're not 90% in. They need to pass that first checkpoint that they're going towards once again, Kranzi.
Yeah, at the moment, we may notice on the left side there on the leaderboard, you are seeing Amarok's Fang in front of Blackhawks. Technically, they are not yet. They've still got that little way to go. They've got to get past the checkpoint, and they have to get further than Ludox did in order to get second place position. It's been a hell of a race, and it's had some really, really awesome things to watch, especially, like I said, the Ender Master overtaking a couple of positions is probably going to go down as one of my big highlights of this entire series. But it's just been a bit of an unfortunate day. It's been a bit of an unfortunate with the servers, but a bit unfortunate with the Dragonflies. But I want to personally thank every single one of the racers for coming out here and giving it your all and entertaining us, giving us a really, really good show.
Yep. I mean, doing great so far. All right, let's we're about here to wrap this up. Just remember, guys, one more time that we are giving away a PC together with CLX. So make sure you guys have ! giveaway in the chat. Make sure you guys join that giveaway if you guys want to win your own System 7 PC. But for right now, today, guys, we got Delta Dietis, we got Team Amarok's Fang, and Team Blackhawks trying to get to put those extra points on the board, which these are the top 4 teams right now. Blackhawks in second, Amarok's Fang in third, Delta Dietis in fourth. So these guys are going to be fighting for these top spots, but you can't push anybody else out. Team Novix is right behind them. Team Leviathan is right behind them. So there's a chance for some of these teams to be able to still take that podium spot. But I mean, isn't it coincidence here, Croncy, that the teams that are finishing are in that top 4 spot, just, continuing to build on that lead halfway through, through the System 7 season?
Look, there's definitely a certain level of skill and planning that's gone into these guys getting, these more consistent finishes. But today has been a little bit chaotic. It hasn't been super consistent across the board. We saw Herbie and Team Punch Buggy, who are taking it incredibly slow, and still getting an explosion early into the Rivermouth. So. Honestly, I think it is a little bit of coincidence, but there's planning ahead. There is a reason that when we did have 4 or 5 races left, that they were still able to maintain control over their vehicle. They were able to maintain some low speeds, and they also don't have any pressure now on them as much to go a little bit fast, which is one of the things that I think happened with Endermaster and Ludox. While the explosion was likely desync related, there was a lot of instances where Endermaster was forcing Ludox to just go as hard as they possibly can. We saw so much overtaking between them over the course of about a lap and a half. And now that pressure's not there. It's now just finish. So, it's these guys are fantastic racers, but I do think there's a little bit luck involved today.
Yep. I can't agree more with you. I always keep saying to the racers, like, I hope you guys are resilient. But first of all, I just want to say I hope they had fun this season. With the last race that I'm excited about, I would just be excited to just come and just race the Lorville Loop, because it's such an experience. It's such a great way to end the finale of System 7, regardless of whatever place you're at, right? Even if I'm in the end, I don't care. I want to cock block. I want to make sure that, Punch Buggy doesn't get, their stuff. I want to make sure I come out on top. I don't care if I'm last. I don't care if I'm, in the middle. All right. If I can win a race to show people that I can race, I can, go par head to head with some of these other racers, that's what I will do. Okay. I will make sure that I disrupt that leaderboard with the skills, in Star Citizen, and make sure that I can come out from the ashes of, 15, 14th place overall. So, but hey, it's been a great season. I really, really, really hope that everybody had fun, because I know me casting all the races and showing the love to, through the racers, for the racers throughout the entire season has been absolutely magnificent, man. And I like I said, man, if I see any of these racers and they say, hey, Crucian, it's me, it's Quellstar, it's CitizenCon, I'm buying everybody a drink. It can be alcohol, it can be water. I'm buying you something. I got your back.
It's crazy that there's 30 people who are claiming to be Herbie that are talking to you at CitizenCon. That's wild.
Hey, I mean, we have. I know what he looks like. Okay, I'm gonna pop up the what do you call the SCR profile? So I know what he looks like. So nobody's gonna be able to, to trick me on that part.
Coming this CitizenCon, Crucian is bankrupt.
I'm gonna be like, hey, Herbie, send me a photo, man. DM me a photo. I need to see what you look like. But hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, we're gonna know who Herbie is, because, well, I'm not gonna say we're gonna know who he is, because if he doesn't get first place, he's not gonna have the championship jacket at CitizenCon. Ludox will, so I'll know what Ludox looks like, because he'll have the championship jacket. So, hey, there's a lot at stake right now. So Ludox or Herbie, hey, all I'm gonna say, which one's gonna come up to me with that championship jacket on? Because I know you're not gonna leave that at home once you get it.
Oh, 100%. I'm going to steal that from Herbie. There's no way Herbie's leaving CitizenCon with that jacket. Sorry, whoever wins is leaving CitizenCon with that jacket. I do have Herbie on the mind, though, because I do just want to quickly mention. So Herbie joined the System 7 last year. It was their first attempt at that. And unfortunately, they didn't end up getting the performance that they wanted. But the amount of practice that Herbie then put in over the course of the next year, the other races that they ended up joining, and then how well they've performed this year has been really awesome to see. It's been a real testament to just how dedicated the racing community is in Star Citizen. So a massive shout out to Herbie, a massive shout out to all of our racers. And there we go, checked league, finishing 1 hour 20, no, not 1 hour, 21 minutes, 1 hour and about 20 seconds. gets that first place position. Congratulations, Checkley. Congratulations, Delta Dietus Racing. There are 25 points for you.
25 points. Checkley, I don't know. Pop the champagne at home. Celebrate with your team because you hit first place here for race number 6 of the System 7 River Canyon Chaos. You competed. I mean, he wasn't at the end of the pack the entire race, Croncy. He was up with the top 3 the entire time. So, Amrox Fang, here's their moment to be able to get that second place spot. But right now, I would be patting myself on the back greatly of getting first place.
There
So
we go.
congrats
Looks like
to Team Delta Dietus Racing.
Yeah, it looks like Amarex Fang got a successful entry into the river. That's going to put them ahead of where Ludox exploded. So that is a confirmation that they are going to be our second place position for today. Congratulations, Amarex Fang. Another team that can definitely do with those additional 18 points. So that's looking like what it's going to be. Delta Dietus first, Amarex Fang second, and Black Hawks in third. Unfortunately, no points for the rest of our competitors today. But this actually does change quite a lot on the leaderboard for our podium positions.
Man, it's gonna be. I mean, it doesn't change much, to be honest. They're gonna stay somewhat in the same spots because, you know, that Team Blackhawks, those 12 points is gonna boost them up a lot further, as opposed. So it's gonna keep him in that second place spot, Croncy. So right now. We'll show you guys the leaderboard in a second. But right now, Team Blackhawks is going to stay strong with 68 points. Team Amrox Fang is going to land those 18 points. You know, but Team Delta Dietus is going to shoot up to 62 points. And then Amrox Fang, right, with those 18 points, is going to be only 3 points ahead of Team Delta Dietus, again, at 65. So we have 3 teams right now at that 65, at that 60-point mark, where anybody could take from second place to third place to being stuck in third place or in fourth place. I'm sorry. So I'm telling you, race number 7 is going to be a battle, Croncy, for that top 3 because any change can put somebody in that podium spot.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely huge. You know, having 3 of our podium competitors or podium people who can get on podium all within the 60 range is wild.
Yep.
That is absolutely crazy. So that's going to be huge next week. Quickly looking at the points, I think the only other person who can get them, or only other team that can get to within that range appears to be Team Leviathan. Also Team Nomies. Team Nomies and Team Leviathan can get up towards those 60 sort of areas. So they're going to be... no, that's not how math works. Never mind.
No, Croncy. Unfortunately, the top 3 or the top 4 is currently set in place because of the teams that, you know, got the top 3 in this race. So right now, the top 4 is set in place, but it's going to be a gamble of who takes that top 3 spot. So it's going to be very difficult. So yeah, it's going to be a battle coming into race number 7 to see who's going to obtain the top 3. Because the top 4. Anybody in that top 4 can take different positions, which is going to be crazy. So now let's talk a little bit about some scenarios here, Croncy. If Punch Buggy gets 16th place in race number 7 and Ludox takes first place, he gets first place, right? If Team Delta Dietus gets second place and Amrox Fang doesn't come up with at least some extra points on the board, then they get fourth place. So there's going to be so many scenarios that is going to happen next week. So I'm telling you guys, June 17th, stay tuned for the finales because these top 4 teams are in a big gamble right now, Croncy.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be some hard work. Obviously, Herbie has a little bit of breathing room in order for them to get that first place position. You know, they only really need to come 6th or better, regardless of the position of the other races, in order to guarantee it. But you know, they do have that room in case we do not see them get that first place position. But exactly what you've been saying. 4th, 3rd, and 2nd, right on top of each other. Anything could change. The difference between like a 5th place position and a 7th place position could completely change what happens there, right? So, I mean, like I've been saying, they definitely made it very, very interesting. It's going to be a real big fight at the end here. And speaking of the end here, we do have Amarok's Fang right now. Big flex going across the lake, heading towards the Carrick. This will be the finish of race number 6 of the System 7. 6 down, 1 to go. It's almost over.
Yep, I'm going to say everybody at home, once again, thank you all so much for being with us. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being patient with us to get this race going. But congratulations to a big flex, Amarok's Fang, getting that second place spot, taking his time, going through it, all right, and finishing strong. A big thank you to all the racers for coming in today so far. We really appreciate it. Thank you all from the bottom of our hearts. Let's go take a look at the leaderboard presented by CLX for well, let me change the race real quick. But let's take a quick look at the leaderboard. But man, it's River Canyon Chaos was definitely special to me, Croncy. I think it was a great race, even though we lost a lot of people. I really want to bring this race back again next year because it was incredible to watch.
Yeah, River Canyon Chaos. Chaos is certainly the word of the day, but it is still one of my favorite tracks of the series. Just hopefully we can, do this again when the servers are in a little bit of a better state and have a little bit more of a fight there. So here we go. Here is the leaderboard, guys. So once again, Team Punch Buggy still at 91 points with a DNF today. But here is where the story is. Blackhawk, 68 points. Amarok's Fang, 65 points. Delta Dieter, 62 points. This is massive. That is absolutely huge. So, Herbie not guaranteed first place, and Blackhawks, Amarok's Fang, and Delta Dietis way too close for comfort. They are going to be absolutely smashing it out next week.
I want to say something because I think that, I think Endermaster and Team Capcom easily had this race if they didn't explode. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. So, shout out to Team Capcom. I feel like they would have had a top 3 finish in the System 7 if, these issues didn't happen. But again, everybody knows what they signed up for, especially with the state of the game. Everybody knows why they're racing. And it's okay, right? Team Capcom Alpha have gotten a top 3, podium spot in the past, and they are going to do it again in the future. So shout out to all the teams again for being resilient, for being here today. It's been an incredible race. Yes, we lost some people, but I love seeing the competitiveness, the overtakes that happened today. It really made for some exciting racing. And I'm telling you, man, Croncy, the future of this stuff that we're doing, the racing, everything, when everything gets optimized and we have those servers that there's no issues happening, man, this is going to be an insane league. We're going to see so many improvements. So many people wanted to be a part of the league, that the competition is only going to get better. It's only going to grow, and I can't wait to see it. But before we go, Croncy, I'll leave the floor up to you. Anything you want to say to the community before we head out from here today?
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining us today. To the racers, thank you once again for bearing with us and helping us out every time. Sometimes things don't go as planned, but we do really, really appreciate you guys coming in and giving it your all and giving us an awesome show to watch. As it gets better every single year, which is always nice to see. There's less and less issues every year, which is awesome. So thank you very much. And to all of the staff, everyone working behind the scenes, you guys are absolutely amazing. As always, an extra special shout out to Enigmatic, because I don't think Enigmatic gets enough credit a lot of the time. So yeah, thank you very much, guys.
Hey, man. By the way, don't forget to make sure you guys find Croncy on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Croncy. Make sure you guys show him some love. Say hello. All right. He is a beautiful soul, and I cannot wait to see you at CitizenCon because, like I said, if I got to canoe to you and bring you back, I will. Okay? You just got to find yourself a flight back home because I'm going to be tired, rowing all the way over there. But
I'll canoe back.
Anyways, you okay. I appreciate it. I'll borrow it to you. It's okay. But I just want to say to the community out there, to the Star Citizen fans that are watching these races, that are rooting for your teams, thank you so much for your support. We love you. We appreciate it. And remember, guys, let's show the giveaway one more time on screen. Make sure you guys join the giveaway. The CLX X Atmo PC is up for grabs. A Tobii Eye Tracker 5, racing wheel from Thrustmaster, and load cell pedals, along with some Game Glass goodies, a Glass Pass, and an iPad, an incredible PC. and some Ammo Esports merch that you guys can grab over at over at the .x store, ! merch. Grab your own merch, help support us. And I can't say thank you enough to the entire community. Make sure you guys grab the code, by the way, for 200 extra entries right there, AJ7W. And we'll see you guys on the next one. On behalf of myself and the entire staff here at Ammo Esports, we love you. Thank you. Peace.